politics. And yes, you are. Poison politics.
Oh, am I allowed to talk over? Because I'm reacting to it. Fair usage. It's you don't own this, by the way. This is public consumption, innit? Like, it's literally the BBC from, like, fuck knows when. And you're gonna tell me, you're gonna turn off my stream about an educational video about a public aired TV show that I pay for. You're gonna copyright strike me or turn me off because I pay for this TV show. It's literally on the BBC. Do you want me to put it in high quality? Do you want me to literally show you the BBC webpage that I pay for as a taxpayer, and you're gonna try and take away the fact that I wanna play this shit? It ain't my video. That's true. And it is shit quality. You know why? Because I'm lazy. I can go get the high quality version if you want. I can find a date, and it's literally on BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer has all the question time since question time. That's David Dimbleby. Just so you know. You cunt.
And poison the minds of people in this country. The vast majority of this...
Mad that, innit? Like, the stream turned me off because I'm playing a video I pay for. Like I said, I can literally show you it from the BBC webpage, and it's not illegal. It's illegal to live stream though, because then you do need a TV license. I mean, who the fuck works at YouTube who thinks that's a good idea? Still stoned, motherfucker.
This audience, the vast majority of this audience, find what you stand for to be completely disgusting and reprehensible. Completely disgusting.
You want to answer that? Briefly, if you would.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I appreciate that if you look at some of the things I'm...
Alright, right. Let me make it bigger, because I want to make it bigger, because it looks so small. But don't fuck around with my stream again, YouTube. Because why? Why are you fucking around with me? I pay for this shit. And this motherfucker, it's on his fucking YouTube channel. So why am I getting fucked over? It's the same video, right? It's his video. I gave him the props that he deserves. Mr. Nick Griffin, question time, full episode. 3 years ago, motherfucker. 3 years ago. And you want to close my shit because I'm playing playing shit I pay for. Why is this video not closed? Because I'm streaming the stupid shit. It doesn't belong to him. This video does not belong to him. It's not his video, bro. He uploaded a video to YouTube. Now I'm showing people the same fucking video. Calm down, rats.
Quoted as having said in the Daily Mail Day and so on, I'd be a monster. Those things are outrageous lies.
Which is the untrue quote that's been said about you? The Holocaust denial, possibly?
The vast majority of them. Far too many to go into, but...
All right, let's just
Start at the beginning.
Denying the Holocaust, Francis. Did you deny the Holocaust?
I
Yes,
do not
you
have a
did.
conviction for Holocaust denial.
But you did deny it.
I
Why
did.
are you
What did he say? I don't have a conviction. What? What?
smiling? It's not a particularly amusing issue.
I...
Oh no, it is when you watch it from our viewpoint. That's fucking amusing.
was very critical of the way in which the Holocaust was, and is, in fact, abused to prevent serious discussion over immigration.
Just you say you're misquoted. Ethnicity. I want to see Britain become... Wait. Ethnicity. Please, ethnicity. I want to see Britain become 99% genetically white, just as she was 11 years before I was born, on race.
That's mad. When was he born?
Right? Mixed marriages. It's sad when a unique human genotype becomes extinct. Islam, we'll come to it later. You say you're misquoted. All I'm saying is, I can't find the misquotations, and apparently nor can you.
No, a misquotation then in the Mail today says that I said that black people walk like monkeys and so on. That is an outrageous lie. And I appreciate you being extraordinarily angry about a statement like that. I never said such a thing. I never said such a thing.
All right, you made your point.
Statements.
All right, let's go on round the table here. Sayeeda Warsi.
If I can go back to the question that was asked, I think that
Sayeeda Warsi.
that any political party which has the values of the BNP does not share the values of Churchill and of our armed forces, and therefore it's disgusting that they should use those images.
Mad dad, innit? Suella Braverman, way more tact. Kind of scary, innit? We've got such shitty politicians.
And
Nick Clegg. Nick Clegg, oh my god. I just called Nick Griffin Nick Clegg. That's funny.
I think if I can follow on from what Jack said, there were many people from different coloured backgrounds, different religions, who fought alongside British soldiers to fight fascism. I have my own history, my own family, both my paternal and maternal grandfather served in the Second World War. And at a time when my forefathers were fighting fascism, the BNP's political forefathers were celebrating Nazi Hitler as a hero. And I think today when we're talking about how Churchill is viewed by the BNP, I'd like to just refer to one quote, which I'm going to have some bleeps in, which is from Mark Collett, who's the BNP's Director of Publicity.
He's not.
And he basically said this: Churchill was an effing who led us into a pointless war with other...
Whoa, it's getting rowdy. They used to be.
the whites, i.e. the Nazis who were standing up for their race. He says things like that about Churchill, he and his party, and then they dare use the image of Churchill in their election leaflets. It's disgusting.
Oh, I'm getting patriotic. I actually am, by the way, just so you know. Don't want to confuse motherfuckers.
Listen, I'm not a politician. I don't know anything about politics. My background is culture, and I'm a historian. Nick and I both have undergraduate degrees. Do you have? You have a undergraduate degree in history, right?
In law.
Law. Okay. Okay. The problem with this Churchill thing is the problem with a lot of the history of the British people that Nick Griffin has on his website. You see, Churchill. If you look at the Constitution of the BNP, I know it's, you have to change it now. That'll be interesting. No, you can laugh, but if I was a BNP member, I'd be scared. You might not do that.
That was like a punch in the face. Oh God, that was so good.
The thing is, Churchill's mother was an American. Now, there is hints in her side of the family that they were also possibly Mohawk Indian. Now, if all of this was brought together, Mr. Churchill couldn't have actually been a member of the BNP as it was constituted. That's the absurdity of the whole thing. And you do have to ask yourself a question: what kind of so-called political party is based on an idea of indigenous people? It just doesn't exist.
Okay, let's. I'll come to you, Chris, in a moment. I'll go to some men. The man in the yellow.
That's right, I'm Scouse. I'm the king of the Britons. Whoever the fuck they are.
All over, up at the very back row, please. The man in the yellow, yes.
As I recall, a senior member of the Shadow Cabinet under Ted Heath was called Enoch Powell, and his views were almost identical to those of Mr. Griffin.
Really? I would never have guessed.
And that gentleman actually shooed Ted Heath into number 10 with those views.
Okay. Chris Huhn?
Well, let me answer that directly, because I think it's interesting. What we're dealing with here with Nick Griffin and the BNP is a politics which actually is as old as the hills. It's a politics of finding people to blame, to scare.
Oh, it makes you want to go old Tory. It makes you want to go old Tory. Didn't he get arrested for not paying his fines or some shit? Lip them, probably. Tory cunt.
Scapegoat. And that's exactly what Enoch Powell did in the Rivers of Blood speech.
I said that. People are like, you can't use Godwin's law. I said Enoch Powell, nigga. Just saying.
And I don't think he would recognise this country today. If you think that 1 in 2 of all Afro-Caribbean children under the age of 16 either have a white mother or a white father. That's how far this country has changed since Enoch Powell made that speech. We had this in the 1930s against the Jews, the 1960s against the blacks, and now Nick Griffin's playing the same old game, hatred and fear, peddling hatred and fear against a minority that actually has to defend itself. And I think that...
And it's mad because 87% of England is white. Why are they so angry?
That's outrageous. It's complete.
That's why this government confuses me more than anything. Black people at the top being racist. Doesn't surprise me, to be fair.
Completely against the traditions of this country. And I think Churchill would frankly be rolling in his grave. There are three parties represented on this panel that can say something about Churchill's legacy. He was a Liberal for many years, he was a Conservative for many years, and of course he led a government that was composed of Labour ministers. But one thing he was never was actually a fascist. And what we have from Nick Griffin, and I would like his view, see whether he has been misquoted on this, because this was video footage. There's no question of him being misquoted. This is his technique. Perhaps one day, because he's going to try and be very moderate today, perhaps one day, once by being rather more subtle, we've got ourselves in a position where we control the British broadcasting media, then perhaps one day the British people might change their mind and say, yes, every last one must go, every single member of an ethnic minority.
That's mad, innit? Do you feel like that today? Imagine watching that video. Which you can, if you bother to pay attention. Or remember, which I clearly fucking did. Or you wouldn't be watching it. To think that people don't listen to this guy, or listen to how strange it is today, that's very much the way it's always been. Like, listen to what he just said, bro. Like, I'm not fucking joking. Does it sound familiar to you?
It's completely against the traditions of this country. And I think Churchill would frankly be rolling in his grave. There are three parties represented on this panel that can say something about Churchill's legacy. He was a Liberal for many years.
Listen to what he says next about Nick Griffin and these racist motherfuckers who have also, by the way, infiltrated the United States. Pay very close attention. This video is older than YouTube, which is quite shockingly mad.
He was a Conservative for many years, and of course he led a government that was composed of Labour ministers. But one thing he was never was actually a fascist. And what we have from Nick Griffin, and I would like...
Nick Griffin? Do you think people who voted for him went away all of a sudden? I don't think so. Pay attention to what he says next, though, because this is exactly what they've been up to, ladies and gentlemen. The game is up if you pay attention.
His view, see whether he has been misquoted on this, because this was video footage. There's no question of him being misquoted. This is his technique. Perhaps one day, because he's going to try and be very moderate today, perhaps one day, once by being rather more subtle, we've got ourselves in a position where we control the British broadcasting media, then perhaps one day the British people might change their mind and say, yes, every last one must go, every single member of an ethnic minority. And this is the man who actually said, when we're thinking of Churchill and fighting fascism, yes, Adolf went a bit too far. Now, which bit too far, Nick Griffin, did Adolf Hitler go? Was it in gassing the Jews? Was it in bombing British cities, where he's now trying to get votes?
Chris, that's another one of those lies.
Wait, sorry, which lie?
I'm talking about the one Adolf went a bit too far. I never said such a thing. I am the most loathed man in Britain in the eyes of Britain's Nazis. There are Nazis in Britain, and they loathe me because I have brought the British National Party from being, frankly, an anti-Semitic and racist organisation into being the only political party which, in the clashes between Israel and Gaza, stood full square behind Israel.
Wait, what's this? Am I time warping? What come out of his fucking mouth then? What did you say, Nick Griffin? What year is this? Did I smoke too much ganja, ladies and gentlemen? Am I literally tripping my balls off? What comes out of Nick Griffin's mouth? What time of the year is this?
From being, frankly, an anti-Semitic and racist organisation into being the only political party which, in the clashes between Israel and Gaza, stood...
Oh shit, no shit. Right. How long ago? So people think the Palestinian and Israeli thing is new. Maybe you got social media and you're like, oh, that's new. I'm going to go on a march. I've got fuck all else to do today. Probably go and take the kids. Got no better to do. I'm just sorry. I tell bad jokes. Fucking good ones.
full square behind Israel's right to deal with Hamas terrorists.
Well, answer this point about the video.
Hold on,
because there's no question of you being misquoted on that. It's on video. And you are saying...
Wait a minute. There's another point about this video, which I've also seen. Anybody can see it. It's on YouTube. And you were there with the American friends of the BNP.
American friends of the BNP. American friends. Here's gold.
And you were with the head of the Ku Klux Klan,
No.
David Duke. He's there in the picture, standing beside you. And the interesting thing to me is...
He's there.
He's there. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Let me explain it.
Oh, no, well, okay, all right, he's in disguise, but anyway. the-
That's bizarre. Honestly, like if you watch this question time, you're gonna be like, I don't want to plan I'm living on. It's fucking great.
but this is the key point, and it goes to the heart of...
I miss actual questions. Fiona Bruce sucks dicks, bro. I mean, she does. She's a female. But that's not the joke. Okay, anyway.
this programme tonight, and of everything you've been saying, and of what Chris Huhne has been saying about you changing the views of the BNP. What you actually said, as he quoted, is perhaps one day the British people might change their minds. And you went on, but if you put that, i.e. getting rid of all coloured people from Britain, as your...
I like the way he left out the fact that he's going to change the media. If we can take over the media. Like, they left out... what? Yeah, that's our job.
sole aim to start with, you're going to get absolutely nowhere. So instead of talking about racial purity, we talk about identity. We use saleable words: freedom, security, identity, democracy. No.
Bro. Alarm bells are ringing. I'm just saying, as somebody who's stoned, alarm bells are ringing.
Nobody can come and attack you on those ideas.
No, that's how we say them, brother. Like, are you mad? We're not gonna say the shit. We're not gonna say the shit we want to say. That's stupid. We say the shit that you like. I'm a nice guy, innit? Keep talking. Keep talking.
But the truth is, what you were saying there was, that's just the start of the story. And when we've won public support, then we can go to our proper agenda.
Yeah, which is kill the Jews. That's so fucking weird. I don't fucking know. There's no point. It's fucked over there. This is the craziest episode of Question Sam you will watch, because I've actually got a brain, and I think this episode literally is 2024. It's so perfect. Like, literally perfect. Especially with my split.
Absolutely.
I've shared a platform with David Duke, who was once a leader of a Ku Klux Klan, always a totally non-violent one, incidentally. Do you...
Oh my god, I nearly choked. What the fuck?
Nick, excuse me. Don't go and talk about the Ku Klux Klan. Because I know what I'm from.
It's a vile organisation.
No.
It's a vile
I can tell
organisation.
you about David Duke. We don't have time for that. Don't BS.
Yep. But further to David Duke, he detests where I stand. He regards me as a sellout. I've shared a platform arguing with him. And when you're trying to win people over to a more moderate position, you have to go somewhere to start with.
What's moderate about this match? Okay, let's find out. Well, you want to be moderate. Okay, go on, bro.
Where they come from. That, for instance, was the process whereby the Labour Party and others...
I come from Earth. That's my passport. What planet do you want to go to, sir? Oh wait, no, I'm an Earth Inc. We don't have a... Yeah, I'm just Earth. Thank you. I'm gonna... if I ever have a children... I won't. But I'm gonna call one Earth, just for shits and giggles. Or a cat. Preferably a cat. Because they're expensive.
So you up today with Sinn Féin in government.
So you were saying these things not because you meant them, but because it was the way of winning him over. In other words, you wanted to win over a racist
Not to win over
your
him.
view, and
No.
you said we start by being moderate.
Not to win over him, I'm trying to win over the youngsters he otherwise leads astray. But can we reframe
But why
this
should
whole...
it...
Leads you straight from what? Being racist? I'm so confused. Racist confuse me. What are you trying to lead them away from? What?
The point is, the point about this...
Imagine Americans was like, wow, English is mad. Yeah, it is. Why do you think I'm terrified of the United States when I watch their politics? I have to listen to this shit. I'm showing you this as an educational purpose, by the way. Just because I'm good at my job, and it says I'm still stoned, because they tried to kibosh it once, even though they can't, because it's fucking free anyway on the BBC. Well, it's not free. I pay tax. Fucker.
Is why should anybody trust what you say? Why should anybody
They should. Go on, Nick.
think it's any more than a facade?
Why should anybody trust any politician? All of us, as simple as that.
Yeah. No, what you just did there, Nick, is answer a question with a question. Answer the question, Nick.
I'm
If you're
not
gonna want
one.
to
It's
go-
not as simple.
That's called be stupid when you don't know politics. Or savvy. Take your pick.
Sorry, I
Not
apologise.
me.
Sorry, I apologise, Bonnie.
Could I just come in here because
Jack Straw, dead man. Sad, really. Arslicker, but it's sad that he's dead. Kind of shit. Oh, I should post you. Well, in fact, I will after this match. Shit, it's on for ages. I played 16 minutes. I have to talk over it apparently. Or someone thinks they own it. Don't blame me.
we've seen over the last week, and we've seen it in front
The Iraq War thing, Matt.
of our eyes this evening, that the moment that anybody puts an uncomfortable quotation to Mr. Griffin, he says, I didn't say that, it wasn't quite like that. Well, most of us actually seen these things on YouTube. I saw Mr. Griffin saying this on
did say
YouTube
that, yes.
out of it. Oh, he did say. Oh, good.
I did say
out,
that.
out of his own mouth. But time and again, he wants to wriggle out of it. They've even published a manual. It's called the BNP Language and Concepts Discipline Manual, which starts off, rule one, the BNP is not a racist or racial party. Well, no other party has to say they're not a racist or racial party.
Okay.
Secondly, just 1 second.
All right.
Don't hesitate to repudiate bad aspects of the BNP's past. And this, I tell you what this reminds me of. Reminds me of Dr. Strangelove. This guy is the Dr. Strangelove of British politics.
Okay, I want to go to some members of the audience. The person, the woman in the second row at the back there, please. Yes.
Hello, I'd like to hear from Mr. Griffin a little more detail on his policies of repatriation.
We'll
and-
come to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. This show's funny. But I think I'm going to redo this with the actual high quality version. Because this is pretty low. Even for me, I'm like, why is it so blurry? It's triggering my OCD. And I'm stoned. I can just about see, but I know that's blurry. I apologise. I've been a cunt, as usual. Anyway, let's go back to Mr. David Dimbleby. Praise be Space King.
All right?
If you didn't get that joke, you need to watch Space King on YouTube. Fucking hilarious. And my jokes. And they're gonna do an episode 2. It's actually glorious. I don't think I can show it though. I don't think a copyright strike twice already.
I promise you it'll be our next topic. The person there on the left
Sure will.
with the brown pullover on. Yes?
Brown? It's green.
Green, all right.
I wonder what Mr. Griffin's venomous tongue wants to say about, because he says he's brought the British National Party away from racism, but why has it taken many years of legal action and the Equality Commission to force you to change your entrance policy from only white members?
Okay. And the woman here on the right.
I'm interested to know how you define an ethnic minority when the human race is largely believed to have started in Africa. So essentially, all of us are an ethnic minority.
Okay.
Okay. I love what you just said, but it's still technically wrong. Oh, do I even get into this debate? Okay, fine. Put it this way: humans, backgrounds, all of us. I don't care what colour skin you got. I'm just saying, humans, hominids, very strange. I'm just saying that, okay? Very strange. So, the whole Lucy thing, that's what she just quoted. We're all African. Nope. Genetics is weird. I'm just saying. You can look her up on YouTube. I'm not going to debate it, but she's wrong. It's a nice concept, though, isn't it? It's a nice concept. We all have to start somewhere. Says who? I mean, if you look at our history as humans, on what part of evolution and we're made by God does not mix? I'm pretty sure it doesn't mix. You can't have evolution and God, or at least the shit that you read in the Bible or the Quran. Them things don't mix. Like, square peg, round hole, don't match, bro. You can't say you accept science and then say there's a magical being in the sky and think that's logical, because it isn't. That's irrational. If you think God made you, you're irrational. Why would I say you're irrational? First of all, you didn't read the dictionary. And if you're correct and there's a guy in the sky, that means I'm a fucking wizard. Because I said so. I know that's kind of strange, right, Henna? You're like, why are you hating on God? I'm hating on the dictionary and the fact that people don't read one. Say the word, what's God to people? I don't know. Shouldn't that be a problem? Shouldn't that be a problem? Nope, that's fine. I don't know my own existence. Yeah, I fucking know that already. Tell me something I don't know. I live on a planet that's flat. YouTube, sorry, couldn't help it. Which was a joke from 4chan. Now everybody gets rich saying the world's flat. I should do a channel that says the world's flat. Make loads of money. Tangents. Ready for more Nick Griffin? I am. Oh, you fucking cunt.
And the Equality Commission to force you to change your entrance policy from only white members.
Okay. And the woman here on the right.
I'm interested to know how you define an ethnic minority when the human race is largely believed to have started in Africa. So essentially, all of us are an ethnic minority.
Okay.
Ethnic is a weird word, isn't it? Ethnic.
The person in the blue shirt up there at the back. I'm just taking some comments here. The person in the blue shirt with spectacles on, yes. You, sir.
I'm the king. I'm an ethnic minority.
That's fine.
Bad joke. I'm still the king, though.
So Winston Churchill...
All right, he's got a white shirt. Doesn't matter. Go on, then, Farron.
So Winston Churchill put everything on the line so that my ancestors wouldn't get, slaughtered in the concentration camps. But here sits a man who says that that's a myth, just like a flat world was a myth. How could you say that? How could you?
Can I answer those 3 points?
Don't you see the irony in this kid? Like, God bless him, he's religious. Right, hold on, let's go back, Nick Griffin. Right, just think about this slowly in your mind while you gently toke on your spliff, like me. Let this sink in. Think about the context if you're writing a comedy sketch. Like Monty Python.
Here, the person in the blue shirt with spectacles on, yes. You, sir.
That's fine. So Winston Churchill...
All right, he's got a white shirt. Doesn't matter. Go on, then, Farron.
So Winston Churchill put everything on the line so that my ancestors wouldn't get, you know, slaughtered in the concentration camps. But here sits a man who says that that's a myth, just like a flat world was a myth. How could you say that? How could you?
Can I answer those 3 points very briefly? Firstly, for that one, I cannot explain why I used to say those things. I can't tell you...
What? I can't explain it. God, I missed the good old days of questions.
Any more than I can tell you why I've changed my mind, I can't tell you the extent to which I changed my mind.
Go on, Nick. Give us some love.
Because European law...
This is rubbish.
Because European law prevents
This is rubbish.
so.
There is no law here that stops
absolutely.
you explaining yourself.
And we refused a European arrest warrant on precisely this from a country that does require Holocaust denial to be an offence, and we refused that.
And as a Justice Minister, I promise you, if you want to explain why you don't believe it...
As Justice Minister, just say you're racist, bro. I ain't gonna look it up. Just say you're racist. Just saying. See, the thing is, right, it's fine to be racist, because everybody knows you're stupid. Don't be shy. Just vote.
Go on.
Go ahead.
The rest of us will clap. The funny thing is, they're clapping because he's a racist. Imagine that. That's the biggest standing ovation this mother ever fucking got. And he's racist. And he's people in the audience of all makeups of England, wherever they're from. I've got no idea, clearly. Wherever they're from. Right? They're clapping because he's racist. Best thing I've ever seen in my life. That is what you call being British. We'll even clap you because you're actually a shitty person. No wonder Hitler loved us. What can I say? Fuck Hitler. Just also.
You have the freedom now to explain it.
But unfortunately, the French courts and the German courts would not recognise me.
I'll sort that out for you as well.
The Justice Minister.
Bro, I'll sort it out. It's fine. Just be racist. He's like, well, the Europeans don't want me to say I'm racist, even though they're racist. I mean, France has its own national front party. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Fucking funny though, right? This is like Preem Gold question time. Especially with a spliff.
Hold on. Come on. I have a question. Have you actually changed your mind, or do you only say you've changed your mind because the law makes it illegal to be a Holocaust denier?
I have changed my mind. A lot of it's about figures, and one of the key things. Yes. And one of the key things which makes me change my mind is British radio intercepts of German transmissions about the brutal mass murder of innocent Jews on the Eastern Front during anti-partisan warfare, which changes the figures very greatly.
What about the Holocaust? Did that require some intercepts?
Can I get back to one of the other points now?
What about Auschwitz? Couldn't people see with their own eyes what happened in Auschwitz? You didn't need a subsequent radio intercept to find out that people were gassed at Auschwitz.
Absolutely.
Right. We're going to move on now. No, I'm going to move on.
I'm gassed.
We've spent a lot of 20 minutes on that first question. There are many other questions and many issues to be raised, many of them centred inevitably on the BNP. And I want to take this one from Tariq Ali, please.
Why is Islam a wicked and vicious faith?
This is a quotation that you made twice, I think, about Islam. It was wicked and vicious. You confirmed it the other day. You start off. Why is it a wicked and vicious?
What's changed, ladies and gentlemen?
Faith.
Because it treats women as second-class citizens, because it says that a woman victim of rape should be stoned to death for adultery, and because it orders its followers to be harsh with those of the unbelievers who live near to them, and it ordains as a religious duty the murder of Jews as well as other non-Muslims. That's in the Quran. There's no point shaking your head. There are good points about Islam. For instance, it opposes usury. It wouldn't have let the banks run riot in the way that the Labour...
You know, the mad thing is, he ain't lying. That's actually bad. He ain't lying, by the way. He's a nutcase. But at this specific time, inshallah.
Labour Party and the Tory Party have done.
I know. I didn't just turn into a terrorist. I just like to read.
There are good points, but it doesn't fit in with the fundamental values of British society: free speech, democracy, and equal rights for women.
So what?
Yeah, but the thing he's missing is all the shit that he just said. That is right in terms of what he quoted. They never practiced that mad shit. And look, think about it like Christians used to be crazy, right? Burn witches and all that shit. Same thing. But he's missing the part out of the mathematicians and the shit that they actually did, which changed our fucking Dark Ages into the Enlightenment. If you know anything about maths or an archway or the stars in the sky, you will know that most of the mathematicians were literally Muslim or Arabs. You get the point. So he's kind of missing the whole point of why certain people are being radicalized. And we know why they get radicalized. Power. Nothing to do. Like, I know plenty of Muslims, Christians, fucking whatever. I know plenty of people who couldn't give a fuck, is the point. Loads of people. And that's what... Why would you get mad at somebody else because they're doing weird shit that you don't do? Like, I don't get it. Like, why do you care so much? Can you still do your job, have a happy life? Can you go on holiday? Can you do all the shit that you would want to do as a human? Why do you give a fuck about anybody else if they're doing the kind of the same shit as you? They're doing the exact same shit as you with some kind of other fucking idea. But you're both coexisting in a happy place. We're in the melting pot. I don't know why people don't get that shit. Besides, I didn't even... Yeah, I did. I mentioned God, which is... I don't know. Fucking weird.
What's your policy on Islam?
More so because it says in the dictionary it's anything. Yeah.
My policy of it...
It literally does say that in the dictionary, by the way.
My policy on Islam is a truce with Islam. I'm not the one with the blood of 800,000 Iraqis on my hands after an illegal war, whereas Jack Straw is.
True. See? You know, clocks can be broken, was it twice or some shit? Again, true. Don't like the man. Still made sense. Because that, anybody in Britain would agree to that. Problem is, they voted for fucking Tony Blair. Again. So, people are weird.
Never hurt one single Muslim. I believe that the West...
You just think that you're indifferent. Yeah, okay, you're racist aside logic.
should stop trying to de-Islamify the Middle East and should leave those sovereign countries to run their own affairs. We shouldn't have gone into Iraq.
But we made them. How do you expect us to leave them if we created them? The West created the very thing you're saying we should leave alone. Who the fuck do you think drew the map of Israel? Jews? I mean, like, I'm asking you as somebody who's literally stoned. Who drew the Middle East? I'm pretty sure it wasn't no fucking Arabs. Just saying.
We must never go into Iran, despite the fact...
Funny.
That's...
We created Iran too, Mossadegh. I mean, like, it's mad the way you listen to things and then they're like, well, no context whatsoever. None. We created the crazy religious fuckers that exist today. We made them. The West. And if you're going to tell me I'm a conspiracy theorist, don't vote, please. Just stay in the corner of your house. Stay there. You do more harm than good.
Where the Tories will take us in due course, we should leave them alone, and we should ensure that if Muslims are staying in this country, they do so on the understanding that our country must remain fundamentally a British and Christian country.
Sorry, can you just explain?
Clap? What? Clap.
If Muslims do stay in this country, what must they do?
They must acknowledge that Britain always has been and must remain, and it's right that it should remain, a fundamentally British and Christian country.
What does British mean? What's British? Is that code word for white? Pretty sure it is, right? British. I like psychology.
Based on Western democratic values are not...
British means white, the rest Democrat. In other words, do what we white people do, but we don't like it.
Not on the eternal values of the Quran.
Saeed Awasi?
From that very interesting answer, I can't work out whether he despises Muslims or he thinks they're his best friends. Mr. Griffin is obviously a confused man, because on the one hand he says that...
You're a confused lady. Just going to point that out. Mrs. Baroness Varsi. Mrs. Baroness Varsi, ladies and gentlemen. A long fucking time ago, when she was sucking dick like Rishi Sunak.
He doesn't abide...
The most powerful Muslim woman in the country. Don't you know? Tell us, baby, what you got.
By and believe in lots of values that he attributes quite wrongly to Islam. And yet it was Mr. Griffin who was on the front cover of a magazine along with Colonel Gaddafi, Ayatollah Khomeini and Louis Farrakhan, and himself calling himself the New Alliance.
That's funny. Gaddafi. I'm so dead. I'm just trying to think of. I want that as a T-shirt. Can I get that as a T-shirt? Where is that? I swear, if you can find that as a T-shirt or make one, I will buy it. I will listen to that again. Who's on this T-shirt?
New Alliance. It was also Mr. Griffin who shared a platform with Abu Hamza. Many of you may know him as Captain Hook. Most Muslims think he's some nutter from the East End of London, and therefore not even part of the faith of Islam. And yet Mr. Griffin considers him to be a sheikh, i.e.
I love this. It's so weird.
A learned scholar, and he believes that he and Abu Hamza have similar views.
Bro, is anybody... Okay, right, let me pull you out of the Mad Stone version of Question Time. Guess you backed George Galloway. Oh, I'm not kidding. Guess you backed George Galloway in the recent election. Just let that sink in. Smoky spliff. It gets funnier.
Mr. Griffin is a thoroughly deceptive man who comes on here and tries to sell whatever message that he wants. He's no friend.
He doesn't need to sell it. He's literally a racist. He's like, white people are genetically different than everybody else. We're special. We got what that is. He's not deceptive. He's on the... You're deceptive. You're pretending to be a Tory. You are Suella Braverman. Just better at speaking. I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Suella Braverman here. Cunts. Yeah, they're still fucking cunts, the Tories. So when you listen to this lovely lady, remember, she gave you austerity. This fucking cunt.
Of Islam. He is here to demonize Islam, just as he demonizes Christianity. Because, you know, there is nothing Muslim about the likes of Abu Hamza and others who actually preach extremism in the name of that faith. Mr. Griffin here preaches extremism in the name of Christianity and brings that faith into disrepute as well.
That's mad, innit? Religion. What a wonderful thing. What a great invention by the human mind. What are you going to do today? I don't know. Religion. Why? We don't know why we exist. Excuse me. Yeah. No fucking idea. Everyone keeps coming up with all these kind of crazy answers like the Big Bang, which is science. God. What is that? Well, pick and choose, innit? Wait, I can be any religion and I can pick any god. Yeah. You do you, bro. Okay, that's fucking mad. Just saying, like, that's pretty mad. You know, when I figured that was pretty mad, I think I was like 4. I think I was about 4, and I just decided humanity is fiction. someone's writing a very bad joke at this point, because it makes no sense. It's a bad joke. Like, literally. God, unknown. Science, what? Okay. Universe, pretty big. Atoms, pretty small. Gets very confusing, isn't it?
I'd like to say to Nick Griffin, travelling is all about education, educating your mind, understanding things. And I'd like to know how much travelling you've done around the world, because that is one sure way of learning the true side of another culture or a religion. How much travelling have you done, Nick?
I've been a lot of the time around Europe too.
I've been to Wales. I didn't need to travel to know that I'm a human. There's this thing, I know it's so strange, it's called a map of the planet. I'm guessing people live there. It's not like I don't know these facts. What's that? It's a planet. Okay. Do you live on one? Pretty sure I do now, yeah. It's filled with people. Yeah, okay, I get that. You don't need to travel. Isn't that common sense? To know that you inhabit this mad, crazy shit we call reality on a planet with other beautiful, mad people. Even Nick Griffin, I would say, is a beautiful creation of whatever the fuck this is. I totally disagree with him because he's a twat. But he exists. He just does. Shit happens. Probably should he think it's the same about me. Or most people. Who knows? Fact is, the world is very strange. And if you don't think it's strange, you've got a problem. I'm just going to say that out loud. You have issues if you think the world is normal. You watch far too much TV, bro.
In the United States, I went to Libya long before members of the Labour government recently, and I said to the representatives of Gaddafi that before he should do anything else, he should stop funding the IRA, which might be why I never got to do
you wanted him to fund you instead?
Yes, you did.
On
The man with spectacles
You wanted him to
up,
fund you instead?
The man with spectacles up there.
That's why he
Yes,
went
sir.
there.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you very much. I won't attack you, Nick, but I'm proud to be a British Bangladeshi Muslim who has stood for Parliament before in order to try to serve the British public. And I understand the importance of dialogue between communities. However, I find that you're isolating people like myself, the Muslim community, by refusing to engage positively. Instead, you are misrepresenting Islam and scaring people about Islamification. Surely, if that is, if you fear Islamic laws or Sharia laws, then really you should be going after the indigenous Christian community, because you're advocating Christianity. In the last book of the Bible, Revelation, it does say in 2 places that when Christ comes back, his rule would be the rule like a rod of iron. And
shit, I'm so stoned right now. This guy's quoting from the Bible, as if it's a fact. The conviction, I love it. The conviction, bro. It's in the Bible, so it's true. I read it. I'm a fucking wizard, motherfucker.
Nations will be smashed like potted clay. So why isolate Muslims and not target Christianity?
Because they're both as equally as fucking insane. Like, it's hard to explain to anybody. Yes, the world is confusing. I totally agree. God ain't gonna change shit, bro. It just ain't. And that's the problem, because everybody read the book. What you do today, Bob? I read a book. What book you read, motherfucker? I don't. Bible. What did it say? I don't know. Tell me. Fucking doom and gloom. I would try and do that in like some Asian way or whatever. Can't. I'm not that fluent in Arabic, but you get the point, hopefully. Why are people so angry about books that they never wrote? I get the concept of reading a book, but when it comes to God, did God write any book? Ever? I'm just asking. In any religion, did the Messiah write the book? I don't think so. There's loads of pictures about like crazy things like deities or whatever. Dragons. I like dragons. But anyway, mad shit. Why do people get so mad at God? Oh no, sorry, not at God. Why do you get mad at each other that your God's better than my God when you're both stupid fucking idiots? Like literally, fucking idiots. I'm gonna get angry on a show. Because it's a fact. People clap.
Everybody, we can all lay our stories out and talk about, how we see Britain. We know what Britain is.
Xenophobic? Did I not tell you? People think the BNP just vanished. No, we don't exist no more. Have you seen today's TV, ladies and gentlemen? Have you seen today's TV? You're telling me these people don't exist. Nick Griffin, alive and well, and people just like him.
But it doesn't matter, this doesn't really matter to Nick. Not really, Nick, not really. What matters to Nick is his own vision of this country, which is these little tiny potted bits of history. For instance, on his site, he starts his history largely in 700 AD. Where's the rest of British history? Where's the Romans? There's a reason the Romans aren't there, because they were a multicultural society. Anybody could be a Roman citizen.
Okay, no. First of all, no. Rome fucking made you a citizen. Made you one. That's okay. People got like rose-tinted glasses. Bitch, you didn't have a choice. Let's put it that way, right? So no. And yeah, Romans had plenty of other, because they conquered countries, and you had to be a fucking Roman. Just a fact. People don't like shitty mad history, but that's true. Roman legions were made up of like Warhammer 40k chapters and shit. It was fucking crazy. Like, think of Horus Heresy. They're Romans, right? Whatever. They're just batshit crazy. Any kind of chapter. Throw them together. Let's kick some more ass. Though, to be fair, Romans didn't do as well as the British. But then again, we had boats. The Romans didn't. So, well, not as good as our boats.
And there were armies here of Africans and Asians and Europeans. And when Rome left, those people were left behind. Now, what happened to them? You think they hooked up with your indigenous Ice Age Britons, Nick?
Well,
okay. I'm going to move on to another point, because I think we're getting a bit off beam here. Now I come to
yeah, we're getting a bit off being racist, even though we're telling jokes. And you know what? I give respect to this black lady. She's trying to. I forgot it. Anyway, whatever. The fact is, she's being nice, and she actually reminds me of some other fucking thing. But whatever. I'm on a tangent. I'll just shut up. I'll just play this shit because I've talked for 10 minutes.
Back in a moment. Just to say before we take this question, that you can follow us on Twitter, BBC Question Time.
Remember the days?
You can text us 83981 if you want to comment on this programme as it's going along. CFAX page 155.
CFAX? Jeez. Fuck. CFAX. I need to make a YouTube channel called CFAX. I bet someone's already got it. I'm checking right now. I swear to God. Make no account. CFAX. Add account. I swear if someone's got CFAX, I'll fucking die. No, it's making me log in. I can't be bothered. Fuck off.
Tell you what others are saying. Push the red button if you're watching digitally. Email us if you would like to do that. Johnny Lyle, please.
Can the recent success of the BNP be explained by the misguided immigration policy of the government?
Nope.
Jack Straw. Can the recent
You not
success
own
of the BNP be explained by the misguided immigration policy of our government?
I don't think it can. I just want to... We mentioned...
I'ma spell it different. I'ma spell CFAX different. I will put my autistic flair to it. Damn. That's funny though. He said CFAX. What the fuck? 888.
Enoch Powell earlier, he came out, as Saida said...
Who? Enoch what?
And Chris did, remarked with this terrible speech about the rivers of being flowing with much blood.
By the rivers of Babylon. That's like anytime someone says, you know, Powell, rivers of blood, I literally think of Boney M. Am I twisted? I'm pretty sure I am. I always think of Boney M. Maybe I've just got a bad comedy brain. Fuck knows. Which is irony.
A 1968 speech. 1960, he was Minister of Health, and he launched a campaign to recruit Afro-Caribbean people from the West Indies to come to this country to fill vacancies in the National Health Service. I've actually seen the press notice. He went out there. And so it wasn't a Labour government responsible for immigration.
Yeah, but you've been in power now for nearly 12 years, so let's...
I love this. Go on, David. You've been in power for 12 years. What's your job?
Deal with the present, Jack Straw, and not go back to Enoch Powell.
Imagine Brucey saying that on Question Time. Everybody fall off the chair. You've been in power for 14 years, you cunts.
Let's deal with the question. Is the rise of...
Deal with the question, bitch.
The BNP, which has happened very recently, is that because of your government's policies? That's what...
Wait, is the rise in the BNP because of Labour? Is the rise of racists because of Tories? Or is the racism always been here, but we live in a democratic country so they can vote as well? I mean, it's not rocket science at that point, is it? Do you honestly think racist people don't vote for political parties? And you know the best part is, if you paid attention, we outlawed racist parties. Who else are you going to vote for at this point? It's against the law to say I'm racist. Like, it literally is. That's the funniest bit about this whole fucking video. In terms of how mad it is. It literally is against the law to say I'm a political racist. We're not racist. No. Never.
Johnny Lyle is
the rise of
so can you
whatever. I'm sorry. It's just funny, isn't it?
The BNP is a transmogrification from the National Front, the National Party, the British Union of Fascists before this. As Chris has been pointing out, we've long had...
So where did the BNP go? Did they just vanish into thin air, ladies and gentlemen? Can you not count to 10? One would ask. I don't know. Where have all these mad, crazy racists gone? If it's against the law to say you're a crazy racist.
Fringe parties on the right in British politics defining themselves against the other. Originally it was against the Jew, then it was against the Irish, then it was against the Afro-Caribbeans, now it happens to be against the Muslims. As far as immigration is concerned...
It's still against the Muslims, last time I fucking checked.
And my point is...
To be fair, 9/11 happened, just saying.
We've had a long...
Bit weird, isn't it?
...history of immigration.
That's kind of our fault. We gave birth to these motherfuckers through greed. It's that simple, really. I know people want to go on about religion. It's always about the money. Follow the fucking money.
In this country, I scarcely know anybody, certainly not, I'm not one of them, who can say they are true British or true English, because we...
I'm fucking the king of fucking England. I said so. Therefore, it's true. What are you on about? You can't refute me. One, because you're dead. And second of all, try me. Take me to court and tell me I can't be king of England. Show me any law in English law that says I can't be king. Do you know how funny that statement is? Because it's true.
We've all got all kinds of mixtures inside myself.
And if it was true, what do you think would happen if I declared ownership of the United Kingdom on my own? If I literally took the king to court and said, you're not the king. What do you think would happen? They would say, you're mental. And I'd say, no, read what it says. I can declare it because it's in the Bible.
Are you saying there is no worry?
Just say it. I read the Bible, so that means I'm a winner. Why do you have to be a winner? Literally in the Bible, you're a king. From whom? It's in the Bible. Okay. Are you connected to Jesus then? Like, did Jesus have many kids? Like, what part of it makes you better than everybody else? It's the bloodline. Incest isn't accountable as like a plus. It just isn't. Stop fucking each other and answer me question. What makes you different than me? It's in the Bible. Okay. And this is the funny part. I actually like that. I like that. That's so stupid. It makes me laugh. That's why I like the royal family. Because they make no sense. At all. Like, they literally don't make any sense. You're going to say, wait, Stiz, you're saying you like the fact that the royal family make no sense? Yes, is the answer. I think they are highly amusing, and we should never get rid of them. It's like South Park or Greg's. They're like a national treasure. They're so beyond. They're not even a meme. A meme is supposedly interesting. The royal family are not interesting at all. They just exist in their own fucking pocket dimension. Like, literally, it's mad. But to be fair, people in power have that also the Aurora. The royal family ain't that bad though, compared to, like, I know, the Prime Minister is worth 700 billion quid. That counts.
About the scale of immigration in this country. Is that the point you're making?
No,
I can't get out what you're saying.
Of course there is a worry. But I also say to you, for example, as the latest figures show, there's been a net reduction in the increase in migration recently, though the outflow because of the downturn has been greater, and so we are seeking actively to control numbers better. So, for example, we've introduced the points-based system for work permits.
When? What? Hold on a minute. What did that say? What did you just say, Jack Shaw? I'm so confused. So why did we vote to leave the EU? I've got no idea. You got a what-based system?
And asylum numbers have come down to about a third of where they were. But on the issue of can we pull up the drawbridge and stop people coming into this country? Can we stop people who come from a different country, who are then British citizens, from marrying who they wish to choose from wherever it is in the world? Certainly not, because one of the great strengths of this country is its diversity.
And we're going to turn into a bunch of Nazis. If I keep watching the TV and the Tories and the Republicans, it's like literally goose stepping into, like, I wouldn't even call it like Nazism, because it's not that smart. Like, I don't know, like, if I could compare Hitler, which is not good, by the way, but just bear with me, I'm trying to explain it, and Donald Trump, like, you would get mad, you'd be like, Goodwin's Law, rightly shot. But don't you find it very weird that these things are related in terms of fascist, really weird shit that we have to watch? Not have to watch. They feed people who are not like me or you, probably who watch politics. I'm thinking, you know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Right? So, it's mad to think that the Republicans sound exactly like all conservatives, equally batshit crazy. And they lie weirder. Like, politicians lie. Everybody knows that. I ain't complaining. They need to bullshit. Bullshit's being human. If you don't bullshit, you're not human. You're fucking AI, right? So every human bullshits. So we get that. We allow for that. You're human, whatever. But being a crazy fucker and not accepting reality, that's weird. Like, what's that woman's name from America? Marjorie Green Taylor. The fucking MAGA lady, anyway. The one who told the other girl to fuck off. That lady. Congresswoman. The mad bitch. She's fiery. Crazy, but fiery. Anyway, so she's mad. But what, I mean, in terms of, how would she, okay, so I'm banging on a Trump MAGA. We don't have MAGAs. We have ass lickers. Not the same thing, but fucking similar in terms of what they're doing. Right? America, they're like money, and they're like yeehaw kind of shit, right? Britain, I wear a tie, smile, and just not tell you anything because I'm paid not to. So it's like interviewing James Bond. That's what it's like if you're American and you watch British politics. Just always think it's like a James Bond weird scenario because British people do not talk like English. Fuck, totally screwed up. Thank you. British people don't speak like Yanks, is what I was going to say. In terms of English, that makes no sense. I just sound like a twat. But then again, I am a twat, so that makes sense, right? But Americans, like, think of The Office, right? Okay, saving grace. Thank you, Ricky Gervais. I love you too. Right, so, think of The Office. Now, both of these shows are awesome, by the way. The Office, the UK one, clearly. And the other one. They're both great. But the thing is, they're written differently. And that's the idea was sound, right? The idea of The Office as a concept, as a comedian, brilliant. Like Jonathan Pye, fucking awesome comedian. What did he do? I'm going to be a fucking newsreader who tells the truth. Satire, brilliant, right? Fucking brilliant. So, in terms of the language, when you hear Americans speak, it's so Calamity Jane. But when you hear an English person speak, equally as stupid, it just sounds better. That's the only difference. But they're saying the same shit. And they're saying the same, we're racist, fascist shit. We're racist and fascist. America literally said, we're Ireland. What happened to the separation of church and state? And the irony is Ireland is the Pope. You know what I mean if you live in the British Isles. You know what I mean, right? And they said, fuck that shit now. Abortion's legal. They literally celebrated that shit. And rightly so, because a woman has a right to choose. Don't want to hear about your little brain cells or cells about being bait. No, shut up. If a woman says no, she means no. Unlike don't listen to all that shit. But anyway, sorry, bad joke. Bad joke. Fact is, people in America and people in England are speaking the very same shit. And the problem is, nobody on these political shows that you watch will say, where's the money coming from to make these stupid cunts say the stupid shit that they're saying? Where's the money? Who are these mad people who influence the media? Who gets these jobs? Because if you look at the current government and even some Labour people I could mention, they're creepy in terms of what they do for a living. Advisors, always be alarmed. When someone's got an advisor, always be alarmed. Like, literally. Especially in terms of who they are, etc. And think tanks. They're very dangerous too. Think tanks. I could set up a think tank. The British Royal Institute for Thinking. It cost me 80 quid. That's it. I've got a think tank. I don't pay any tax because I can register myself as a charity. Fuck off. Get the point. It's run by right-wingers from America, by the way. If you want to, like, the download. So most of our politicians are literally paid for by American right-wingers. The current crop, that is. Not too sure about the other ones, but I will figure that out eventually. But the current ones that we've got in power, literally right-wing Christian Republicans. It's mad. I told everybody that they're all crazy, and so is Liz Truss, because they're being funded by right-wing Americans. Where did Liz Truss end up, and who was she stood next to? I'm just saying.
For the future, although of course I understand this very acutely in my own constituency, where now 30% of the population are of Asian origin, that it can be very disturbing to people when they see change in front of their eyes, and we are dealing with
Sorry, can I try just one more time? Jack Straw.
Dealing with that very well.
Can I just try one more time to get you to either answer the question no or yes, accept that the rise of the BNP, and the reason that Mr. Griffin is on this panel tonight is because of their success in the European Parliament, as you well know, and they got 2 seats in Europe. Is that because of failings by your government over the last 12 years to reassure people about the scale of immigration, or not?
This honestly is gold. Fucking gold.
I don't believe it is. I think if you want to know why, and I said that right at the beginning, David, if you want to know why the BNP won in the Northwest and in Yorkshire in June, it was a lot.
If you don't know what the Northwest is, they're called the Red Wall. People get mad at me because I actually tell it how it is. It's kind of strange, right? Before this channel was created, I had another channel, clearly. Before I had a fight with the algorithm, and it deleted me because I was playing something apparently that was illegal, which was a banking video. Okay. Anyway, so I had this shit before, and I streamed all this mad shit, like all the way. It just makes me laugh. Like, it's crazy.
To do with discontent with all the political parties, particularly Jack, over the issue of expenses.
I think, Jack, there are certain things that mainstream political parties have to be honest about, and I think that answer is not an honest answer. There are a whole series...
It's not an honest answer? No, it's not. It's not an honest answer. Don't you think our country is mad? The fact that is Miss Baroness Varsi saying the exact same shit. Like, literally, the exact same shit we're experiencing today. Why does this sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Can I ask you that? Why does this sound familiar?
There are a whole series of issues which are affecting people who vote for the British National Party. I come from Dewsbury, where at the last general election we had the largest BNP vote anywhere in the country. I campaigned and I canvassed and I met many, many people who voted.
Biggest BNP supporter in here, where she was, apparently. Biggest. Once again, do you think the BNP disappeared, ladies and gentlemen? Or no? Or do you think someone got a better fucking tie?
For the BNP, and there are real issues around poverty, around deprivation, around lack of social mobility and immigration. It is an issue. There are many people.
It's been an issue for ages, nigga, because you live on an island. You wanna scare the rest of us into thinking we don't live on one. Breaking news: we live on a fucking island. Like literally live on an island. You need to invade us to get here anyway. What the fuck?
People who feel that the pace.
It's mad. Boadicea. Can I just say that out loud? As a proud historian person. Okay, I'm not going to a quiz or anything, so don't get your hopes up. Boadicea. That's my wife. When I go to sleep, I think of Boadicea. Bad bitch. Oh God, you know what? I was thinking, should I load Total War? Oh, fucking hell, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Boadicea is one of them though. Actually, well known.
Change in their communities has been too bad, and
It
that
says
has been
I'm
too
still stoned.
fast, and
It's
that
like
the
a
government
stone.
has not.
Yeah, I didn't stop getting stoned, by the way. It says still stoned. Reacts to question time. I think I've been streaming longer than the entire fucking show.
Properly resourced those particular areas to.
It's good though, isn't it? Just chill, sit back. Question time classic, which is totally bonkers. Smoke a spliff, innit? I don't see no problems. I pay my taxes.
Respond to that change. Now, we can do one of two things. I'm not prepared to have the debate as the BNP would like to have the debate on immigration, which is all about black and brown people. This is not a race debate. This is a debate about resources. And the mainstream political parties have a
He's nodding his head. He's like, yeah, this is not a debate. And then he was like, what resources? What?
Responsibility to take on this debate, to actually tackle the issues, the underlying issues that are making some people vote for the BNP. Because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. What the BNP are...
Imagine, this is the funniest bit, imagine watching this knowing her entire idea of what she is. Fuck this country. Like, I just let that sink in. Like, she thinks some of us have little tiny fishbowl brains. Like, I can't remember yesterday, apparently. Like, that's what they rely on. They rely on gullible fucking idiots with no memory. Or a bad memory. A very bad memory. Fucking wow. Baroness Varsi. Suck my fucking dick, you dirty Tory. And see that guy, fucking next to her. He got arrested. Why, one would ask? Sleazy politician. Jack Straw. Arse-licking cunt. David Dimbleby, dead.
They're activists and they're members. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
It's funny shit though.
Mr. Griffin has proved that by his evasive answers today. But there are many, many people out there who...
It's against the law. Didn't you listen to what he said? It's against the law for him to say, I hate black people. Like, he can't say that. Like, he wants to, God bless him. But you said, if you say, I don't like black people and I'm special, I'm going to put you in jail. Now, as someone who is not white, I think that's a bit extreme, even for me. So, he doesn't like me. What's your point? What's your point? Isn't that called, like, freedom to be... I know it's going to sound strange, honestly. It is. But aren't you meant to be free to be a fucking idiot? And the rest of the people go, they're fucking idiots. Let's not be them. Isn't that how humanity is supposed to work? Like, smart people is the winner, not dumb fucking idiots is the winner. Or did I just lose some kind of fucking, like, gymnastic dimension twist in my mind? I don't fucking know. So stupid people, like, literally the stupidest fucking cunts of all the right answers. Okay. Is that humanity? Fuck me. No wonder people think Elon Musk is a fucking alien. Puts rockets in space and people get mad. You tell me any other billionaire who's as retarded as Elon Musk. Can you name one? No. Do you know why? Because he's the only one who actually is semi-fucking human. Because the rest of them, what the fuck did they do? Apart from make you piss in a bowl, which is Jeff Bezos, clearly.
vote for the British National Party who are not racist. There is lots of statistical evidence to prove that. And therefore, what we have to do is we have to go out and say to those people, as mainstream political parties, we are prepared to listen, we are prepared to deal with this, and you do not have to turn to a racist, fascist party who have their own agenda to deliver their solutions on your concerns.
But what are you
But we're going to give you Brexit, because that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what we're gonna give you Brexit, motherfucker. Fuck this racism shit. Fuck Brexit. Do you wanna be a xenophobe? Who was their Prime Minister? I'll give you $10 if you can fucking put it in the side chat. Who was their Prime Minister?
What are you...
Go on. I'll give you 3 minutes. Let you Google it. Who did she serve under? Who gave us this wonderful idea of racism and Brexiteerism? You see, tangent here, proper tangent. Scottish people don't like me because I call Scottish people Nick Griffins, because they're exactly the same. Scottish National Party. Nick Griffin ran the British National Party. What's the difference? Are you a nationalist? Yeah. I believe in my country. Are you a racist? No. Why are you so nationalist? History. What kind of history? Oh, that kind. Okay. Tell me something I fucking don't know.
What precisely are you prepared to do?
Well, there are a number of things that we have to do. First of all, I don't think people in this country say we don't want black and brown people. What they say is we need a cap on the number of people who are coming here.
Yeah! Isn't that what they do in the House of Commons? Jeer, like children. Go on. Anyway.
We need to know year by year how many people are going to be coming. We need...
It's not your fucking job, though. What do you mean, we need to? But isn't that your job? What, you can't fucking count how many people... Oh, no, actually. You fucking can't. And haven't done for apparently for fucking ages.
We need to know year by...
On planes. No, in this entire question time, not one mention of a fucking boat. Funny shit. No boats.
Year how many people are leaving. We need to know that those people who should not be here are removed properly. We need to know...
Who's saying do it?
Well, this is absolutely...
Just do it.
No,
You've just lost 40,000 people in the system.
Sir,
Where are they?
I would say to you that the Conservative Party policy is very, very clear.
You lost 40,000 of them 20 years ago. I bet they got kids and grandkids now.
We would have an annual cap, we would have an annual limit. We would look every year, we would speak to industry, we would look at our resources, we would look at our needs. That's exactly what we are.
And they don't look at the very people who exist. Humans. Fuck them. They're just stupid fucking cunts. Let's think about business and money. Wait, hold on. If nobody's having babies, bro, we need migrants. Can nobody count to 10 in the Tory party? And this is what makes me laugh about Tories. Tangent. They're fucking annoying. They claim to love capitalism. Like, they claim it. Even free marketeers. They love the whole idea of business first, people second, profits first, trickle down economics. It's so boring because it's so wrong. Like, if you was to put that in, like, I don't know, a code, it would say error. Like, it literally would. If I wrote that in Python, my computer would turn itself off. It would be so angry at me that I typed the wrong code so badly, it would turn itself off. It would literally explode. I would die. So I wouldn't type it. A suicide bomber as a nerd. But yeah, anyway, these people are strange. They say all these weird things about economics and shit, and they don't like point out the obvious shit, like people. We are the asset. We are the state. we all the taxation, all the shit that you hear a politician say, is you, just in a very strange way, shall we say. It's always in third person, clearly, because that'd be weird if it was in first person. Unless they go on a TV reality show thing like, I don't know, Michael Portillo. I remember, can I show you that? I don't know. Maybe I'll show you afterwards. I'm still stoned. Clearly. But Michael Portillo, in the 80s, 90s, was it 80s, 90s? Fucking hell, it was close. 90s, I think. Yeah. I don't know. When was I nerd? I think it was 90s. It has to be. I hope so. Anyway, point is, Michael Portillo, literally as an MP, no jokes, went to live with people on benefits as a Tory minister. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a bit mad, but these people should do that more often. Can I even find it? I'm not gonna play the whole thing because she looks like she wants to suck dick. I don't wanna. Yeah, duck you. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Alright. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, where is that? Oh my god. I'll play this while I fucking look at the thing. Hold on.
What we would not do, hold on a minute, what we would not do is pull up the drawbridge, because Britain should have the brightest and the best from around the world, and we should welcome them because they make a contribution to our society.
The man over there, I want to hear from you. I'll come to you. The man up there with the moustache, then I'll come to you with the striped tie.
Was it the Conservative Party that joined the EU that's allowing all the migrants from other countries coming in at the moment? So it was Conservatives.
Am I the only one you just find it funny? I'm dead. I honestly, it's not even my job. I like to entertain people when I'm stoned. I'm just saying. Funny shit though, innit? Like oxymoron in your head. You're just like, how did that happen? I've got no idea.
Doing, not the Labour's doing, wasn't it?
So the European Union immigration is what worries you, and you, sir, in the front here. I couldn't agree. Gentleman here.
I couldn't agree more with the lady on...
Immigrants being mad at immigrants. Who would have known that was a thing? Immigrants mad at immigrants. Shit, honestly. Right, I need another spliff because this is boss. I'm still trying to find the thing, by the way. I've got no idea what it is. What is it? You have the Portillo thing. I'm still trying to find out. Bear with me. I'm going to roll a spliff. Oh, happy Eid, by the way. I'm a racist, as you well know.
On the panel, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Saeed Abbas. Well, there are two ladies. Bonnie Greer.
This lady here. I remember.
Yeah, they're fireworks. I don't know if you heard fireworks. I could hear them, so I'm pretty sure you can. Fireworks for Eid. Happy Eid, people. That's what the fireworks are, by the way. Racist.
I remember Bonnie's name. But I think the problem is Labour has failed with immigration. People are disgruntled about that. There are all these reports that you read, things that people see in their own communities, and an easy way to vent your frustration and your anger is a cross in the box for the BNP. And a lot of people, I would imagine, that voted BNP did it out of frustration and anger and a feeling of, what else can I do? And they're not racist people, I would imagine.
So Nick Griffin is nodding, saying that people voted for him not because they pursued his policies, but because they just were frustrated.
Sorry to say, Nick, but
in some cases, yes.
I would imagine that's the case, and I welcome the Conservative Party's policy on immigration.
Hold on a minute.
Can you guess his face? Can you guess who that guy is? Anybody? If you can guess who that is, I would give you real life money. If you're that smart. Guess who that is?
Let's just hear some more points. The person in purple there in the middle, yes.
I would say that I would answer no personally to the question. The reason being that everybody here knows that Nick Griffin's mission is to give the BNP more credibility and pull this sort of veneer of acceptability on top of the party. So he's gonna wrap his sort of slimy arms around any bandwagon going to give them a bit more credibility and make everybody nod their heads, even if it's sort of, you know, hollow.
And the person in the middle, the one...
It's mad. Sounds like our current Prime Minister. You know, the confusing part is, he's black. I know it sounds terrible, but it's the truth. He's black, which is a very weird thing. Honestly, it's not like I'm anti-white, because that's a stupid fucking concept. But I've met white people who are actually racist. Properly. They're entitled to their point of view. It's wrong, but they're entitled to it. But they're not shy. Or the people I know are not shy about how they feel, so to speak. But the funny thing is, you will honestly find someone who was a lot dark-skinned than you would think. Skinned. That's not a word. Skinned. Give it a good example. My local comprehensive school was a fucking hellhole. A shithole and a hellhole. First of all, it was in the worst place in Liverpool. I'm guessing you could Google that by now. And it was racist as fuck. Like, proper. I literally seen these white kids, like I said, entitled to their opinion, lobbing stones at my bus, because it's my school, so it's my bus. It's everybody's bus, if you want to be whatever. Anyway, I'm on the bus, and these kids are pelting it with stones, shouting vulgarities, as young kids do when they're misguided, right? Stood next to these crazy kids is an Ethiopian. You think I'm joking at this point? Like, that's not a real story. No, it is. And you're thinking Kenny from like South Park or whatever. Yes, it literally looked that way. Kenny from South Park. Skinny, whatever. Anyway, point being is, little black kid, black as an Ethiopian, not like mixed race, not like his mum accidentally fell on a black cock or whatever. That kid was literally fucking black. Kunte Kinte black. Jah Rastafari black. Right. He stood next to them while these kids are shouting every word you could describe a black person as. And we're all screaming out the window. As you do. Because it's funny. But this kid stood next to them. Why am I saying this story? Because if that's the case, and I was a kid, what makes you think being any colour makes you fit to be Prime Minister or the leader of your country if you're just a sellout? A sellout. I've seen the most racist shit in this government more than any white person, and that's no joke. You know I stream this shit all the time, right? Suella Braverman, oh my god. Racist on your fucking head. She bad. Kemi Badenoch. I watched that little snake. Watched there too. Racist. And the thing is, when a black person's racist, it's funny. Because they don't see it. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. They don't see it, bro. They don't see a problem. I'm fitting in. Okay. Okay, bro. You're fitting in. No, you're not. You're a fucking tool. And the worst part is, like I said, they're even more racist than the people who are actually racist. And nobody in the media is going, don't you find that strange? Shall we ask an actual black person with common sense? Are they fucking Uncle Toms? I know you don't like that word, maybe, because you're scared. Because you got an iPhone. That fucking word makes sense. And these fucking fuckers are confusing everybody. It's just some mad, weird shit. Like, Donald Trump is actually educated. And he deserves to be the president. Does Rishi Sunak deserve to be Prime Minister? No. They're all shit. all these people, including Joe Biden and Keir Starmer, they're all fucking shit. I don't know why I went off just hating everybody because they're all shit. I watch too much politics, so I'm just fucking angry. I'm gonna have a spliff. I'll come down in a minute. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fucking fuckers.
In the middle there?
Yes, thank you. I agree with everything that Baroness Varsay has said, but also as well, I think the public who are voting for the BNP do need to be educated about what Nick stands for.
Why would they need to be educated? Okay. Yo. What's your name, bro? Mike. Mike. I've just made you up. Clearly for this. For the purposes of YouTube, I've just made you up. Mike. What's up? Are you a racist? Yes. Okay, Mike. Could I show you any evidence whatsoever that makes you not racist? No. What's the confusion in this entire conversation then? Why would I need to convert anybody who's clearly that dumb? Why is this a thing? Oh, it's a thing because it's political, isn't it? Political. Suck my dick and vote for me because I'm a racist. I mean, like, this isn't yesterday. But if I show you question time from last Thursday, same shit. Exactly the same shit.
Basically a wolf in sheep's clothing, as he's demonstrated this evening. How does somebody who is non-racist and all these lies he's saying that's been said about him end up going to the Hitler, where you were celebrating his birthday or something not too long ago? And also as well, going back to what the Baroness said, the parties must listen, because one of the things, I'm sitting here and every time Jack Straw somebody says Afro-Caribbean, I'm cringing.
Okay, sorry.
African Caribbean.
Okay.
Oh, she's mad. He didn't spell the word out. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm Scouse. You can leave the rest. King of England, actually. I invaded North Wales. Wasn't my intention. I just like the sunsets. Anyway. King of England. I mean, it's kind of funny, innit? Watching Question Time from like a million years ago when it sounds exactly the same as watching Question Time today.
Hold on. No, don't do it.
Smoke more weed, I'm just saying. If you just joined, can't speak. If you just joined or tuned in, smoke your spliff.
Christian.
Well, let me come back to the question, which was, has immigration and the failures of immigration policy helped the BNP? I think there have been undoubted failures of immigration policy. I think there's been some really shambolic delivery of immigration policy over the last few years. For example, our
now imagine how bad it is now. Then, if they were saying it was shit, then literally, like Chris Sheehan arrested and his wife for being lying cunts. Anyway, not alleged. That's actually true. What's the point? One would ask. If they're saying the same shit. Because it's worse now than it was then. Do you think the Reform Party is fucking brand new, ladies and gentlemen? I just want to ask you that question. Do you think the Reform Party is new? Do you think UKIP is new? Do you think the BNP is old? Put your questions down below. Your answers. I should do a poll. Can't be asked.
Border control, which was a process begun, by the way, by the Conservative government and continued by Labour, our border control no longer is able to count people out. The result...
That's mad, isn't it? We can't count them out. So wait, you can't just say one in, one out. What? You can't count them out? How long ago was this shit?
Is we issue nearly 2 million visas every year to students and other people on short-term visas, and we don't know whether they've left. And that is absolutely unbelievable. And the first thing we need to do...
How long ago was that? Did you listen to what he said? We let people in on visas and then forget they exist. That's fucking That's brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. That's a scam.
Is to make sure we get back control.
That's the best way to get some cheap labour right there. Someone's paying tax. Just let them in. Who gives a fuck?
Control over our borders. The other thing, I think the government, frankly, made an unbelievable mistake in its projections of what was going to happen when we, among very few other European countries, decided we were going to allow everybody from the new Central and Eastern European member states.
What a mad topic it is. They're talking about Europe. He's mad because he's on the right. Like, listen to Mr. Hume here. Technically speaking, he's literally saying, you fucking let in all the Europeans. Listen, and he's a Liberal Democrat. Well, that's fucking obvious. Looks like a twat. But the point is, anyway, he's like literally, fuck immigration. That's the point.
States in. The government projected it would be 56,000 people would come here. It ended up being 766,000. That is probably a bit of a...
I'm going to check. How many people in 2022? What did they say, 2020? They say 26,000 people. We're going to have to check. Hold on. Trying to do two things at once. I just want to make sure this is right. How many people came... Yeah, I'm literally typing this. In 2020... Should we say 2020? Fucker. I want to put illegally. It won't let me. What? Shit. Well, it's not as bad as Italy. That's a good thing. I'm gonna have to go to the ONS apparently. Highest number of migrants cross channel. That's not the ONS. That's BBC. Get the fuck out of here. Hold on. I'm trying to just check. I'd literally like to fact check me shit. 2023. Oh, don't make me download the fucking PDF. Really? What? No? Okay, fuck off.
Connoisseur of bad government forecasts, but that is probably one of the worst government forecasts on record.
And had they... hang on. Wait. Had they known that would be the figure, what could they have done to change it? It was part of the European Union, which you support.
No, it wasn't. But
what could they have done?
Absolutely wrong, David.
What could they have done?
It was not. What happened was that most of the other European countries decided to have transitional arrangements whereby they didn't allow free immigration from Central Eastern Europe.
For how long? For how long?
For 10 years. Yeah. But the point is that for Denmark, Ireland and the UK, we decided to go ahead and open our borders immediately. Now, obviously, if you couldn't go, on the basis of government forecasts, which were entirely wrong. Now, let me come back to the final...
Hold on a second, let's just deal with this one. Jack Straw says that you wanted this to happen.
You
voted for it.
I didn't. I wasn't in Parliament. But we looked at this forecast on the assumption that the government's forecast was correct. It was unbelievably inaccurate.
The Conservative Party were the only one...
let's not go any further down the European road.
Hang on, there's a rather important part of the argument about the success of the BNP. Because the evidence on the success of the BNP is very simple. It's not primarily about immigration. What it is actually about is people being disconnected from the political system. And we're the only party in Burnley that has managed to halve BNP support over the last 4 years. We've actually now running the council, and we've done that by listening to people. And the problem is, frankly, there aren't enough Liberal Democrats out there doing what was done in Burnley to turn back the BNP, because we're the only party that's actually done it.
Okay. Nick Griffin.
It is rather surprising to have a senior Lib Dem masquerading, it seems, as an anti-immigration party. But Jack Straw was actually right, I think, on this, when he said that, no, it's not the Labour Party's fault. It's the fault of the entire political elite, which has imposed an enormous multicultural programme, experiments, on the British people without so much as buy your leave. All we've got out of it is tax bills. It's
I was pissing. I got back in time for him to say multiculturalism was imposed on Britain. Fuck me. I did come back to that shit, right? I'm just gonna make sure he said that.
the council, and we've done that by listening to people, and the problem is, frankly, there aren't enough Liberal Democrats out there doing what was done in Burnley to turn back the BNP, because we're the only party that's actually done it.
Okay. Nick Griffin.
It is rather surprising to have a senior Lib Dem masquerading, it seems, as an anti-immigration party. But Jack Straw...
See, even I said that, anti-immigration. Did you not notice that? I mean, like I said, this cunt's a cunt. But, I mean, some things are fucking blatantly obvious, aren't they? Even to a fucking racist, apparently. Even though the blatantly obvious isn't obvious, hence why they're racist. Weird. I don't know. I honestly think, like, literally, I've been honestly contemplating that we live in the universe of Warhammer 40k. And the Emperor will save us at some point.
Was actually right, I think, on this, when he said that, no, it's not the Labour Party's fault. It's the fault of the entire political elite, which has imposed an enormous multicultural programme, experiment, on the British people without so much as buy your leave.
Well, like, they asked. Bro, I didn't ask to be a subject of Her Majesty, rest in peace, or the King. Just saying.
All we've got out of it is tax bills. It's transformed our country to the extent that the government's own figures, interpreted by demographers...
Who are the British people? Who are you talking about?
Can I finish and then come
Yeah,
to
I'd like to know this.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The government's own figures, according to demographers at Oxford University...
Sorry, who are the British? Like, I literally said before, I'm the king of the Britons. Clearly I'm better than he is. Twat. Britain. It's bigger. United Kingdom is so convoluted. Britain. Yeah.
Show that the indigenous British, the people who've been here...
Indigenous British. That makes no sense whatsoever, but okay. Go on. Tell me about fucking a dictionary. Indigenous British. No fucking sense whatsoever.
The whites.
That's it. The skin colour's irrelevant, Jack. Skin colour's irrelevant.
Wait, if skin colours are relative, who are the British? Scottish? The Welsh? Who are the British? I thought Britain described the odd little mad island. Just saying. Bonnie doesn't... Yeah, see, when I told you the story about my friend, when I asked him, what colour are you? And he said Asian. I think he's got the Nick Clegg about him. Sorry. Nick Clegg's a different kind of fucking stupid cunt. Nick Griffin. He's got a Nick Griffin about him. Doesn't understand the difference between a place and a fucking colour. Bit stupid.
What do you mean by white, Mr. Griffin? Indigenous?
I think this gets to the very
Wait a minute,
point.
can I ask a question? Because
mixed
you
marriage?
three...
Your skin colour is
Hold
irrelevant.
it.
Why are you against mixed marriage?
Wait. If you all attack on different fronts, we'll get nowhere.
Yes.
Just finish.
Oh no, we always get somewhere. Everything has a beginning and an end. I'm going to smoke my spliff.
What you were saying.
I think we've reached the absolute nub of it. No one here, Jack Straw, wouldn't dare to go to New Zealand and say to a Maori, what do you mean indigenous? You wouldn't dare to go to North America and say to an American Red Indian, a Sioux or whatever, what do you mean indigenous? We're all the same. The indigenous people of these islands, the people, the English, the Scots, the Irish and the Welsh.
Yeah, but they're all Celtic though. I mean, like, you do know shit happened before we decided to have like friends and call ourselves England, Scotland and Wales. Like, my queen is Boadicea. I said this before. Does that make me racist? I hope not. Boadicea. Bad bitch. I'll say it all day, every day. Why is this angry white man angry that he's uneducated? That's the scary part.
Whites.
The colour is irrelevant. It's the people who have been here overwhelmingly for the last 17,000 years.
17,000 years. 17,000 years. Fucking interesting amount of time. Not gonna lie. Did America exist 17,000 years? Should we just listen to this fucking batshit crazy stuff? Okay, fine. Ganja.
We are the Aborigines here. That's the side.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm done. I'm dead.
I'm sorry if you laugh. If you want.
We're the Aborigines. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard a racist person say in my life. We're the Aborigines. What? What?
To look at the scientific evidence online or whatever, read the books by various scientists. The simple fact is that the majority of the...
Bro, I read Origins of the Species. I seriously, like, you probably shouldn't read it. Honestly. Read the synopsis. It's fucking funny. Anyway, Origins of the Species is a very strange book. A lot of people don't know it's a strange book because they never read it. They just think Darwin wrote about evolution. Close sentence. He didn't though, did he? That's the mad part. You should seriously, honestly, I'm gonna say this now. As someone who loves science and quantum mechanics and all that weird shit, look up evolution. It's a lot stranger than you might think it is. Like, people literally believe a lot of weird shit because they read it in books. And you know the funny thing is, the people who don't read the books seem to sound the loudest, which is mental. The people who are the most uneducated seem to get the loudest voices. There was 2 people who wrote about evolution, and I bet you need to Google the other guy, even though his plaque is in the British Museum. And what's the statue in the British Museum, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, that guy. Do you know why they had to put the plaque up of the other guy? Because he wrote it at the same time as Charles Darwin. And the only difference between Charles Darwin's "I'm a racist" and black people are apes, and the other guy who said Charles Darwin is technically correct, but the only thing that I have a problem with is human beings. He literally said that in his book. You can Google it. It's more fun if you do. It shows me that you actually bother to care. So, 2 people wrote about evolution at the same time. Charles Darwin was forced to publish his before. And he also fucked his cousin. And married his cousin. Because that's what you do. Right? A good Christian who fucks his fucking cousin. It's just for the win. Anyway. So Charles Darwin is not the only guy who wrote about evolution. Even though that you're that stupid, you don't even fucking know that, do you? Because you just think that's the truth. You should go to the British Museum more often. It'd be funny. It's right there. Very small plaque. Very small one. Waffle. Things are very strange, is the point.
British people are descended from people who've lived here since time immemorial.
Not me. Time immemorial? What does that even mean? They've lived here since time immemorial? Okay, bro.
Extraordinarily racist. This is genuinely racist when you seek to deny...
It's racist that I seek to deny what?
The English. You people wouldn't even let...
What? The English? What?
Let's have our name on the census form. That is racism, and that's why people...
That's racist. You're accusing me of being a racist because I'm a racist. My heart bleeds. Like, listen to this entire sentence. You're racist because you won't let me be racist. Is that racism or is there censorship? It can't be censorship, can it, though? Because you're on the BBC, Nick.
People are voting British National Party because we feel shut out in our own country. They have guided tours in the Lake District have been cancelled because only English people, white people, were going on them.
What nonsense?
Gloucestershire Police. No, it's not. Gloucestershire Police. Gloucestershire Police turned down 108 recruits because they were white.
Wait a minute. Let's get... Back to the
This is
question.
another made-up fact.
The question. All right, you made up facts. The question was about immigration policy. Can the success of the BNP be explained by the misguided immigration policy, which the immigration policy?
Okay, exchange BNP to Reform UK. Just when you watch the show, please have current day's affairs in your head while you smoke your spliff. It's way more enjoyable. Trust me.
Policy that you call the greatest act of genocide against the British people in history, according to your website.
Genocide!
Immigration invasion, an act of deliberate, calculated genocide against our ancient race and nation. So, successive governments are committing genocide against their own people. Is that?
Clearly didn't like the Romans.
That's your theory?
I'm afraid that's the case. Yeah, that's certainly.
Okay. Well, I said it, so it's true. Bro, I watched a lot of shit. I'm just saying. That's a funny statement.
How
That's
it
your
looks
theory.
From the ordinary grassroots position, when all the political
grassroots
elite celebrate all the multicultural diversity and
Do you know the
ever
definition
open
of
the door.
genocide?
Yes, I do, and it is
What is
about
the definition
it's
of
about
genocide?
destroying the United Nations definition. Is about destroying a culture
How
by
appalling
not
that you
allowing
use that
children to
word in
learn
that
their
way.
own culture. For
How
example,
appalling, Mr. Griffin, that you use that word in that way.
Tony Greer.
Imagine that, right? How would you use it in that way? No politician. When Rwanda were fighting. Do I need to go into this shit again? Probably because I'm smoking a spliff. Rwanda. Hutsis. Or Tutsis, what the fucking called. Fucking black people fighting black people over some fucking dumb shit. The point is, they were chopping each other up like fish farmers or whatever. No one cared. Nobody. The only two recent historical reasons why you would use the word genocide is literally World War II and Rwanda. Like, they're the only two, honestly, most used words for genocide. Rwanda and World War II and the Nazis. Extermination. That's what that word means. Genocide. Exterminate the opposition. Mainly by ideology. Because that's the only times it's ever happened. It wasn't like a fucking coincidence.
Tony Greer.
But anyway, the point is they never fucking mentioned that. I know they use it like a fucking fun and game shit.
Tony Greer.
Look, the term indigenous, first of all, there was an ice age here. There were no people here in the ice age because they couldn't live.
I was here. I've always been here. I'm timeless. I'm Space King. Honestly, little plug. Watch Space King. Just type in YouTube Space King. Funny. And there's an episode 2. I'm just saying. They're actually funny dudes. Thankfully.
In the ice.
Let's not go too far.
And watch it to the end, by the way.
No, this
Tony,
is
let's not go
important.
too
no,
far
I'm
back.
not. No, listen.
We'll be
This
here all
is-
night if
this
we
is
start at the Ice Age.
David, Nick Griffin calls his party for indigenous ice age. Am I wrong?
the people largely descended by
All
the people
right,
who came
okay.
here when the ice
right.
melted.
Okay, when the
17,000
ice
years
melted
Yeah.
17,000 years ago, people came up from the south, didn't they? They couldn't come from the north. Where would they come from the south? All of us, and you know this because you have a tube too in history. all of us are descended from Africa. You wouldn't disagree with that, would you? Okay, now the only...
Okay. People are going to get mad when I say this, but that's technically not true. But, in terms of how you shut somebody down, in terms of being stupid anyway, yes. Yes. The only reason why I say what she said isn't true is because genetics has proved us to be a very weird bunch of people. Different kinds of people. Which is mad. Like, we're not the only fuckers that were running around, apparently. right? So I'm not trying to say what's true, because I don't know. I'm got a time machine. What I'm saying is, from the shit I've read, humans are pretty weird versions of humans. It's not just us. There's the other dudes like Neanderthals and their mates, and so there's fucking a few of them, which is mad. You can go and check out on, I don't know, fucking Nature Journal, whatever. Human beings are pretty mad. They found genes in Australia that belong in North America. They should have no contact. But apparently, hey. So we didn't know about boats, apparently, or some shit. I don't fucking know. Look, I am not fucking Netflix, and I am not the guy, what's his fucking name? Ancient Aliens, dude. Nothing to do with the fucking hair. Graham Hancock, there we go. God, it took me a while. I'm not Graham Hancock, okay? But shit's crazy. If you don't think it's crazy, I think you're crazy. Evolution. Like what these are, they're talking about evolution. This is like indigenous evolution. We're a species. And we don't know why we're a species of human. Because we have this weird, big, giant elephant in the room. It's called God. Like, all the rest of it makes sense. Like I said, that the dude who literally got a plaque in the British Museum literally said, at the same time he's writing Origins of the Species, he's doing the exact same thing as Charles Darwin. Exactly the same shit. Checking birds, doing all that mad shit. He literally said, everything makes sense in terms of evolution. That people, but not people, shit evolves, not people. He said, people make no sense. We make no sense. He said everything else makes sense. The animal kingdom, nature, which is order in Latin. You fucking idiots. Anyway, he said, humans make no sense. Is he fucking lying? Is he lying? And that was in the 1800s, motherfucker.
Only
1800s, he said humans make no sense. Conspiracy theorist, clearly. It's in the fucking Matrix or some shit. I don't know. Makes fucking sense though, innit?
people who were here on this continent, and I've got a lot of books. In fact, I brought a lot of stuff for you to read, Nick, because you need it. The only people who were here, and I call them people, were Neanderthals. Those were the people who were on the European continent. Now,
bro, they weren't on the Europe. They were everywhere, and they vanished. Poof, gone. That's mad. Like, she ain't wrong. There's this mad other human called a Neanderthal. Where did they go? Where? Oh, bye. Humans killed them all. If you honestly, that's what someone's gonna say. Humans killed Neanderthals. Okay, give me one thing, right? If you think that's actually true, look up a Neanderthal versus a human, and tell me you're gonna win that fight. Are you gonna go, Neanderthals were stupid? That's the next one, right? Neanderthals weren't as smart as humans. How? Who told you that? Who? Where is the evidence for you to assume that shit? And can I just point out the elephant in the room is some weird thing called God, which is a very weird time in human history, don't you think? Because everything before then is mental. But the only thing people literally listen to is Harry Potter. I'm a wizard. Look at human history as a whole. It's bonkers. Fucking bonkers.
If you don't believe that you can come to the British Museum. We got lots and lots of information for you. I really wish you come, because the history
It doesn't care, it's racist.
you got on your website is a joke. It's wacky, and anybody who would seriously get upset by it.
You're in the middle of the white shirt there. Oh, no, you've spoken already.
No,
you haven't. All right, speak up then.
This is a question to Dick Griffin. I beg your pardon, Nick.
Now, come on, just make a
You're
statement.
committed to reversing, and you're committed to stemming the flow and reversing the flow of immigration into the UK so that we revert back to a white Britain. Where do you want me to go? This is my country. I love this country. I'm part of this country. You know what? I was born here. I was educated here. You'd be surprised how many people will have a whip round to buy you a ticket and your supporters to go.
He's mad. He's like, I'll pay for you to fuck off. He should have said, God save the Queen. Then, should have said that. I'd be clapping. God save the King, though. People are like, why, fucking, I explained it already. Fuck off. I'm an imperialist. Twats. Heretics. If you know anything about Warhammer 40k, you will get them jokes. If you don't, I'm sorry, you're just not that educated or old.
If you go to the South Pole, it's a colourless landscape. It will suit you fine.
You want to answer him?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, our immigration policy is, I think, supported by 84% of the British people at present, who, according to a very recent opinion poll, said they're worried about immigration.
Which opinion poll, Nick? Which is it?
84% of 87%. In fact, 87% is lower than it used to be. This time, it's probably higher. There's more white people. I'm just going to say this to anybody who's not paying attention. Again. Or doesn't pay attention. 87% of 58.7 million people is a lot. And they're white. The reason why we have the word minority in a dictionary means minus. It's not the whole. Like, it's so bizarre to literally watch these things. And it's exactly the same today. Exactly the same. This guy is Nigel Farage, Mr. Tice, all these fucking crackpot right-wingers. They're just a lot better than Mr. Nick Griffin. That's all. A lot better. He can't even tie his own tie. Twat.
Well, there you go.
But it was in the papers only the other day.
What was it?
And this included 2/3 of members of settled ethnic minorities in this country also saying immigration is out of control. It's time to shut the door. Because our policy is
what
that
he said was, where do you want me to go? Was his question.
I'm very happy for you to stay here. What we've said is that we believe that it's time to shut the door because this country is overcrowded. That criminals, bogus.
It's overcrowded. We're full. Pretty sure we're not, but okay.
Asylum seekers and people who aren't loyal to this country should be deported, and everyone else.
It's like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Fucking Shire's being invaded by a bunch of fucking orcs.
Can stay.
There's no such thing as a bogus.
No.
There's no such thing as a bogus asylum seeker. You are an asylum seeker.
All right, you said the front.
You are an asylum seeker. That's a legal term.
I'm amazed that you still pander to the left. Immigration is a major issue in this country. It's because of your policies in this regard that BNP have risen. Can you not accept that a government has an issue about?
See what I told you about house niggas and Uncle Tom's? In his pinstripe suit. You honestly think black people can't be as literally revolting as white people? Not in terms of the skin colour, clearly. In terms of how they think. Revolting. Do you understand? It doesn't matter about skin colour. That's a facade, ladies and gentlemen. Facade. These people literally think completely different than you and I. completely fucking different. Way off base. Way off. It's like, I can smell how much he hates humanity.
And has to tackle it square on.
Well, what I accept, sir, is this. That
oh, I don't know. Shall I clap? I'm tentative. What's the black dude saying? Oh.
Of course, this is an issue which is exploited by people on the far right. And given the constituency...
Really? I would never have guessed that. I would never have guessed migration would be exploited by the far right. The same people who claim to be free marketeers. The right is a very strange place to be. Because on one hand, you've got the Margaret Thatcher economic fucking mastermind of the world. And then on the other side, you got fascism, which actually, no shock to anybody who actually uses a brain. But you can also get there if you're on the left, because you can also be fascist and on the left. They do meet eventually, just so you know. Hey, point being is, these fuckers are cunts and so bollocks. And it's metal to watch, because it still happens today. All the shit that you listen to is still the same shit today. It's bonkers. It literally is.
That I've represented...
And my spliff is...
now for 30 years. Of course, I'd understand that. But what I'm not going to start going around to and say, and I hope you're not either, is to say that suddenly, I come from immigrant stock. You may or may not, but I certainly do. I'm third generation Jewish emigres on my mother's
Who cares?
side. Well, because you have to have a fair... I'm very happy to have a fair and open debate about this, but as Saida said, and she was agreeing with me, we don't want to pull up the drawbridge. I accept entirely people's concerns about the pace of change, and I've seen that in my own constituency. What we try and do with that is to ensure that there are the resources put in places. I also understand the degree to which various myths about immigrants are perpetrated by people on the far right. If you go around and talk...
No shit. Oh, I never knew that. I thought migrants were just like some crazy people like Romans.
To people...
I just thought the Romans wanted a job.
Jack, the system...
Because you won't...
Fuck you, Baroness. She fucking does my tits in. I'm just going to point out, like, leopards never change their spots. She's a fucking cunt.
Tackle it.
She is.
Fill the gap, you see. Fill the gap you've left behind.
Jack Straw, let me just put to you a quote from your own Labour Frank Field, a much respected speaker on this issue, who in today's Daily Telegraph said, "A fight back against the BNP will only begin when the party leaders give a full pledge that our population will not breach the 65 million barrier." 70
What?
million being predicted. Do you support that?
70 million? I can't count.
That idea?
No, I don't. And Frank
Why
is
not?
I'll tell you why. Because Frank is a good friend of mine, and he's an old friend of mine. But I don't happen to believe that putting a cap on population is possible. Why isn't it possible? Because you then have to put a cap on, for example, the number of children that people have. You also have to
just put up, what's that thing called? State pension. Kill them all. Oh, it's bad. Imagine I quoted 15 million. How many people do you think live in the United Kingdom? Google it.
decide that you're going to be very, very authoritarian in who can come into this country. What we have done, sir, and we have responded to the concerns very significantly. For example, by tightening border controls, introducing the kind of checks on people going out as well as people coming in.
But no cap is what you're saying.
And we've done that. But what we've also done is to introduce the Australian point.
It's funny how he squirms, and it's even like a billion times worse than that.
Points-based system for.
Imagine that. It's even worse by like a billion. And he's squirming. By the way, he's dead. Sorry, bro.
work visas.
But Jack, none of your systems are working.
No, they are.
That gentleman is right.
But I'm very sorry. These systems are working, and what, for example, they're doing in respect of work permits, and I've seen that with my own constituents, is that getting a work permit is now much more difficult, and we can adjust, as Chris was saying.
Imagine that, getting a work permit and we're inside the EU. Oh my God, my spliff is so fucking good.
The numbers each year by changing
Jack,
the
until we start having the honest debate.
We're having an honest
You have
debate.
to start having an honest debate. You're in denial, and that gentleman is right.
All right. Nick Griffin, he says it is working. Do you think it's working?
I don't think it's working. You see with your own eyes what's going on in towns and cities all over Britain. The place is changing at a huge rate, and the ordinary public simply do not want it. And it's time.
The ordinary public. White people don't like it. That's what I mean by ordinary public. White people don't like it. Okay, Nick.
The elite learned that.
The man in the blue with the blue tie.
It's mad, isn't it? Our Prime Minister speaks exactly the same as Nick Griffin. Like, I don't shit you. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who is black, speaks exactly the same as this motherfucker.
The pale blue tie there.
They get these.
And the blue suit. Yes, sir.
Yes, why are we letting thousands of immigrants into our country when we have rising unemployment?
Why what?
Because why are we letting...
Who said that?
We have rising unemployment in this country.
Yeah, go on then, speak up.
I work with immigrants, refugees. Nick Griffith should probably visit my workplace. I had a student who was a qualified doctor in her country, and she worked proudly as a cleaner in this country. I have other students attempting to learn English so they can contribute positively in this country, and are taking on jobs that some English people, according to Mr. Griffith's definition of English, are unwilling to take, some foreigners unwilling to take.
Okay, I'm going to move on now because we've, believe it or not, only got under 10 minutes left, and I didn't want this...
Bro, I've made this fucking stream last way longer than 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. It's going to be... that's another hour.
Whole programme to be about the BNP. Shalina...
But, hold on. Wait. I don't want the entire programme to be about the BNP. Guess who's the guest? The leader of the BNP. What the fuck are you doing? Or saying? I'm not going to talk about the BNP, but guess what? The BNP sat next to me. Fuck my life.
Nila Vieira, please.
See, nothing changes on the BBC. It's all stupid as it always has been.
Should the Daily Mail have published the Jan Moyer article on Stephen Gately?
Should the Daily Mail have published the Jan Moyer article on Stephen Gately?
Well, we know they were fucking phone hacking. Who knows? I mean, do you want to watch this shit? Probably. It's funny, innit? I guess. Maybe.
The Boyzone band member who died suddenly, and the Daily Mail, Jan Moyer, published an article which caused a great number of people, I think over 22,000, to complain about it. Bonnie Greer.
One of the qualities of our democracy, and it's the most important, maybe, is that we have freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
Nah. The most thing that's important in our democracy is education. All the rest is pointless. If you don't know how to critically think, you're just pointless anyway as a human. You must as well just go and be a starty, a brain dead man like that. The most important thing as a child is education. It just is. Because then you can listen to bullshit and go, yeah, that's pretty bullshit. You know, like when you figured out Santa Claus was a fucking lie. Like that's the level of are you a fucking retard as a human that we need. Very smart kids who are like, that sounds a bit weird, don't it? Why do you think most people don't believe in God? It's not that God's a great idea, it's a shitty idea. God itself, mad. Harry Potter, mad, actually.
if we don't have it.
And yet people kill people for it. Fuck knows why. Clearly watched too much South Park.
We're doomed. I didn't like that article. I thought it was nasty. I thought it was cruel. I thought it was inaccurate. I don't know where this woman was coming from when she wrote it, and I despised it. But she had the right to write it, and the newspaper had the right to print it. That's called democracy. It ain't pretty, but...
It's not. It's basically giving up. When you say it's okay for crazy people to be equally treated as sane people, what's the point? Like, literally, what's the point in going to school if you're going to give me a medal because I can count to 10 and a dumb fucking cunt next to me literally can't count to 2? You're going to give him the same medal as me? Yes. No. That's not even socialism. That's you being a fucking robot. That's the Imperium on crack. I love Warhammer 40k. That's scary, bro. You are literally a servitor. Some brain dead motherfucking cunt. That's crazy. So no. No.
But it's the least evil we human beings can make.
Christian?
I'm pretty sure we can go way levels more than that. Just saying. Did you read the history book? No. You know the funny part is she's supposed to be a historian or some shit. Don't clap. Just stop clapping. Why are you clapping? Idiots.
Well, like Bonnie, I entirely defend the right of Jan Moore to write what she wrote and the right of the Daily Mail to print it, but I don't...
I don't agree with it. She's got the right to be a clown. Yeah, but there comes a point where the people who are literally evil, weird cunts will take that for granted. I don't mean take for granted, I mean abuse. See, democracy, as I told you before, well, anything really, agency. I'm gonna give my ability to not give a fuck or give a fuck to you. In fact, I feel that way. I'm gonna write it down so you remember I said that's your job. And these fuckers, clueless as they are, don't do anything useful. And if they do anything useful or say anything mad, they get sacked. But do we want to elect people who are literally batshit crazy? Do we? Do we want proportional representation in Britain? Imagine. That is the scariest thing I can ever think of in the history of Britain. Okay, not that extreme. But it's pretty terrifying to think mad people. We'd turn into Italy like the next day. It'd be so funny though. I would definitely stream it. But no, please just stop it.
I didn't approve of it. I thought that she was quite wrong. I thought she was quite wrong because to say that someone has brought on themselves, which is effectively what...
Can I just said this? Can I just say this beautiful man went to prison for lying. I should make sure if you think he's velvetly silk, yeah, he went to prison. Just so you know.
She was saying a sleazy lifestyle. And
well, like yours, not paying your fucking paying your bills, mate. And then he blamed his wife. You fucking monk. Imagine being such a cunt that you get in trouble for speeding and you blame your wife. He literally blamed his wife. Fucking twat.
And as a result of that had died. So I thought, frankly, it was in extremely bad taste. She didn't know what was happening. At the time, it was intruding and speculating on all sorts of things which she cannot possibly have had any knowledge of, and what she was essentially doing was giving vent to the most crude type of homophobic prejudice. And I don't think there's any place in the civilized society for that. It's a very similar sort of prejudice to the sort of prejudice that we've previously been talking about against ethnic minorities. Because what we have to remember is that all of us sometimes find ourselves in a minority. All of us. It may be people on the right defending Countryside Alliance marches against banning fox hunting, for example. It may be people on the left. All of us find ourselves in a minority, and we need to respect each other's rights. And that was an article which did not respect the gay community.
Yeah, I want to respect the rights of you being a fucking racist. Oh wait, that already exists. Yeah, that exists, right? You got the right to be fucking stupid. Is there law against that? I don't know. Pretty sure there isn't. I've been YouTubing and politicking. I'm pretty sure there's no law that says it's against the law to be stupid.
And really,
there's no law against misogyny, which is kind of funny. Like, laws, I don't think people understand what laws are. Laws are containing your own inhibitions, and you agree, I'm not going to do that. Imagine being made by the creator of the universe and thinking, I'm going to listen to that twat over there.
Undermined, I think.
It's a bit crazy when you think about it. Like, you're conditioned like a fucking cat or a dog to woof. And you think that's normal. Because you read it in a fucking book. That's the strange part. Like, if you watch this, this is normal, right? Apparently.
Their civil rights, and was a very, very retrograde step.
No. Humans excusing why they're human. You don't need an excuse, bro. You read it in a book. I know exactly why you think the way you do. There's only two reasons: money and God equals fear. So the only things I know you think about is money and fear of dying, motherfucker. One of the... That's why they lie. You just do. They all do it. As if nobody pays attention. They all fucking do it. It's terrible.
Things that she wrote was that Gately's death was another blow to the happy ever after myth of civil partnerships. Saeed Abbasi, you've written about the promotion of homosexuality undermining family life. Presumably, therefore, you were against the teaching of homosexuality, or you were against the scrapping of...
You don't teach it, you educate people, that's a thing. I hate the way people say the word teach. It's so annoying. I'm going to teach you what gay is. Okay. It's when a man fucks a man and a woman fucks a woman. Is that it? Yeah. Can I leave class now, please? I've been educated. You ever read the Bible or any strange books? Nope. I didn't read anything. I'm so stupid you told me that, and you don't know that I think Father Christmas ain't real. Imagine finding that out, honestly. What's worst? Jesus ain't real. Muhammad ain't real. Allah ain't real. Or Santa Claus. Which one do you think's more painful as a child? Can I tell you? Fucking no presents. No presents. That's the most harmful part. I get no presents now. You can't afford presents. Fuck you. I hate you. Both of you. Where's my PlayStation? That's not a PlayStation, bro. All that time I waited. You're telling me, making me hope I get a PlayStation. Giving me the false sense of security, and I get a no. I don't. I'm not even gonna call that a console. Fuck off. That's not what I wanted. but it's Santa Claus. You can suck my fucking dick.
Section 28. What's your view about this issue? And are you in favour of civil partnerships?
No, I mean, if I can go back to the question, which was asked.
Should it have been public?
Wait, hold on. Wait, can I go back to the question? Do you agree with what? Do you accept fucking people? Do you?
Yes, but we've got a bit.
I don't mean you, lady. I don't know who you are. I'm talking to you, lady.
Beyond that now.
Well, I actually think that newspapers do have the right to publish articles, but I also regularly say that journalists and newspapers have a responsibility sometimes not to. And I think
that makes no sense in English. You got the right to publish whatever you want, but be responsible. Can I just honestly say, in English, that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, no sense. You can publish whatever you want. Be responsible. My brain.
I think that journalists need to take that responsibility quite seriously. And one of the ways that I was brought up as a young person was that when somebody dies, we say they are hopefully resting in peace, and therefore once they have gone from this world, to take their name in vain and say the things that were said in that article is not acceptable.
Jesus fucking Christ! Jesus Christ! What?
Support that part of it which talks about the blow to the happy ever after myth of civil partnership.
No, I don't. I think the whole article was very distasteful.
You're in favour of civil partnerships?
I think that people who want to be in a relationship together in the form of a civil partnership, absolutely.
Yeah, don't say gay. You might have the audience in stitches. Like they don't know what a fucking dick is or something.
Have the right to do that.
Okay, fine. Nick Griffin?
I'm against the teaching of homosexuality to primary school children.
You're not teaching them. You're just saying, bro, people are gay. Like, I don't see why humans have this mad idea, like, education is somehow, like, count to 10. I mean, it is count to 10, clearly. But, what's wrong with saying to kids, Santa Claus ain't real? Being gay is. That's like real life, though, isn't it? Did they teach us Santa Claus in school? No. No, they fucking don't.
I'm against the teaching of any sex to primary school children. I think that's wrong.
Wait, you're not going to teach sex to kids with genitals? It's a stupid fucking idea. I mean, mainly because they watch TV with their parents and they're pretty smart. I mean, no offense, I was pretty smart. I could work out that I lived in a house and we had no fireplace. So how the fuck was Santa gonna get in my house? Open the fucking door with his own key? I don't think so. Like, literally. Kids are smarter than we give them credit for. I know, because I used to be one. But nobody ever says that. Maybe because they're shy. Or just retarded. Fuck knows. I was a very smart kid. Very smart adult. Just saying.
But I believe that the freedom of the press, as Bonnie said, is an absolute foundation stone of our democratic system. So the Mail can publish if they want, but I personally also believe that it's better to, in the case of someone like Stephen Gately, who's died, to abide by the old maxim, of the dead say nothing unless good, and I think it was wrong.
Okay. Was what she said about the under the carapace of glittering hedonistic celebrity, the ooze of a very different and more dangerous lifestyle has seeped out for all to see? Isn't that rather in line with your view that people find homosexuals creatures repulsive, as you said about homosexuals?
I've said that a lot of people find the sight of two grown men kissing in public really creepy. I understand homosexuals don't understand that, but that's how a lot of us feel. A lot of Christians feel that way, Muslims, all sorts of people. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. And we have come.
I don't know why, it's just the way it is. I don't know why. I just feel uncomfortable. Why? I don't know. Maybe I like it. I've got no idea. I love this guy though. He's such a fucking legend. Mr. Nick Griffin. And my spliff.
Again, I took a party... I took a party 10 years ago which said that homosexuality should be outlawed, people should be driven underground and persecuted. The British National Party position now is that what people do in the privacy of their own homes is absolutely up to them, and the state...
That makes me feel way better. You took over a party who literally said, kill the gays. And you're like, oh, no, we don't think that anymore. It's fine. Where's your principles, bro?
Has no right to interfere, but...
Where's your principles? Oh my God, honestly.
Nor to militant homosexuals, that's not all of them, but militant ones do not have the right to try and preach homosexuality.
I know loads of militant homosexuals. Mostly in gay clubs, though. Mingling with the single women who are heterosexual. Because heterosexuals fucking hate men when they go clubbing. No jokes. If you're a dude, here's a tip as someone who used to actually do house DJing once upon a time. Or promotion, I should say. I was never a DJ. Girls, females, don't like clubs. Male ones. They just don't.
The school...
Go to a gay club. You'll find more heterosexuals in a gay club than you will in an actual club that you go to. If you want to try and catch a lady, shall we say.
Children. That is perverse.
Okay, you sir. Yes,
Nick,
great.
Do you reckon the head of the Christian sect here in Britain agrees with your views?
There is no particular head of a Christian sect.
No.
All right, Jack Straw.
The Daily Mail and other papers should be free to publish within the law, and they were entitled to publish this. I regarded the article as odious. It fans homophobia. And my belief is that we will only get a decent society if we do respect people's differences. That's the truth of it. And to suggest that Paul Stephen Gately's death suggested that civil partnerships were now, as it were, to be abandoned.
Okay, can I just step in here? There's a difference between you saying X and I say Y. That's fine. That's called a normal conversation. We can agree to disagree. But when you literally are mental, why should that get any noise whatsoever? Why should you, being a fucking clown who literally speaks for nobody other than you got money, be allowed any airtime whatsoever? Why? Do you know why Donald Trump exists? Because the media loved Donald Trump. They treated him like a celebrity. And that's the problem. The media created Donald Trump. Literally created him. Spooky shit. And kind of like watching this reminds me of the same shit that we're doing right now. But it's the Tories. Exactly the same shit.
It is ludicrous as suggesting that because some marriages...
to be fair, when isn't it the fucking Tories?
...end in difficult divorce, there's something fundamentally wrong with the institution of marriage. Of course, that is utter nonsense, and I celebrate the fact that civil partnerships have been introduced and that people who are gay and lesbian are now able to honour their relationship in public through a ceremony. Why not? I think that's really good.
I'll take 1 point from the person way at the very back there on the right. Yes. Quick point, if you would.
Hello. As a person in civil partnership and a homosexual, Mr. Griffin, I can tell you that the feeling of repulsion is mutual. I respect the fact the Daily Mail published that article, and I take a great deal of comfort in the fact that it was so widely reviled, and good on the Daily Mail for publishing it, because it's showing that the British public aren't homophobic, and Mr. Griffin, you're in a very small minority.
Ooh, Daily Mail. Shots fired. Like I said, like these mad newspapers ain't been around. Like, well, they have, but oh God, fuck off, it's bad English. These newspapers ain't new. That's the point. They're not new. Daily Mail still exists, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. We're
almost out of time because I'm David Dimbleby and I've got a big black cock. Let's go, bro.
We're coming towards the end.
Oh, that's normally what you do, right? Come towards the end. I love that saying. Clearly it makes me laugh. I just laugh.
Of the programme, we've only got a few minutes left. I want to go back to this.
That's what she said.
Programme itself, and whether this programme was the right programme for Question Time to put on, with a question from Pat Connaughty, please. Pat Connaughty.
Might this programme be viewed as an early Christmas present for the BNP?
Is this programme...
Don't know. What do you think? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think?
Viewed as an early Christmas present for the BNP, the words of Peter Hain, the Welsh secretary, who attacked us consistently for having Mr Griffin on the panel. Has it been a Christmas present?
I like the fact they put him in whatever.
For the BNP. I suspect it's for you, the audience, to decide, but Chris Huhne, you start on this.
Well, clearly,
we have to be
it is a Christmas present for the BNP, but I think that when a party gets to a certain stage in our democracy and elects people at national level, as the BNP has done, we have precedents for this from the UK Independence Party and from the Green Party. I don't think I want the BBC or our broadcasters deciding who should be allowed to say something and who shouldn't.
Okay.
That's true, because it's funny if you let them speak. How do you know you're not a fucking idiot if you are one? I'm just saying. Like, the only way you know you're smart if you listen to someone who's fucking dumb. That's racist, people. Like, you need to listen to how stupid they are to go, that's fucking stupid, isn't it?
I think that it has to be respected.
So I agree with that. And the funny thing is, the reason why I'm playing it is because I want people not to forget that this is happening right now in our country. The exact same thing I've been playing and getting stoned to, it's happening right now in our country. Exactly the same, nearly verbatim. Verbatim. And it's creepy. That's just the same bullshit.
Bonnie Greer?
My dear late mother-in-law, who I was the first black person she ever met. My late father was the second black person she ever met. This woman was a true Brit, total common sense. Please don't tell me looking at a television show would have her take this man's party to her bosom. The British people have got too much common sense.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Totally agree. Just don't vote though, innit? Just don't vote. I said that before. We don't vote. The people with brains. And this is the scary part about democracy. In terms of like, you know, when you're like lazy. We let the crazy people vote, bro. That's what happens. We let the crazy people vote. And let them think it'll be okay. And then we complain that the crazy people are in power. I think we need to slap these fucking crazy people down. Put them in the place. Vote for better candidates. Organise. Do something useful. Because we're going off a fucking cliff.
Sally Navasi.
Maybe I've been since then, to be fair.
I don't think I can put it any better than Bonnie, but I don't think it's been a Christmas present. I think if you look at this audience and if you look at the reaction that there's been out there in the British public, they're absolutely appalled by the values of Mr Griffin. But in a way, I'm glad that this programme has taken place because actually Mr Griffin hasn't been able to put forward his normal PR version of who he is, but he's been exposed for what he really is.
Okay.
Mad, innit? To think how far she sunk in life to kiss ass. She's blaming Nick Griffin, who is clearly a very disabled man, or whatever. That makes no sense. Very weird man, shall we say. And she supports the Tories. Very strange shit, indeed.
Isn't it alarming, though, that it took the BBC to invite Mr. Griffin on TV for the likes of Peter Hain to come forward and say that his party is not lawful, and when he was running for Parliament back in June?
Nick
What?
Griffin, do you regard this as an early Christmas present? I saw you saying thank you, Auntie, for being invited on Question Time.
Actually, it's another word put into my mouth by journalists. I didn't say thank you, Auntie. I don't regard the BBC as Auntie. I regard the BBC as part of overall a thoroughly unpleasant, ultra-leftist...
Imagine that. We're ultra-left, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we just leave it on that mad, crazy idea that the British people are ultra-left? I'm just going to go and get stoned. Ultra left, ladies and gentlemen. Ultra left. From the words of Nick Griffin, aka people who think the BNP went away. They didn't. Anyway, thank you for enjoying your spliff or drink, cup of tea, whatever it was. And listen to me talk shit about politics for fuck knows how long. 2 hours. I don't know. 2 hours. Nearly 3 hours. Who cares? It's been a laugh. Yeah. To myself mainly.